fucking shit. This fucking timeline is lit. All over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner. Holy fucking cow. This fucking timeline is all over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Joner.
All of my sexual fantasies involve handcuffs.
Fucking shit. This fucking timeline is lit. All over, it's over. World's biggest Alex Joner.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Tuesday edition of the Ciderhaus. Ciderhaus Rules is a 1985 novel by American writer John Irving. The title refers to a list of rules the workers are supposed to follow. However, none of them can read, thus remain unaware of the rules which have been posted for years. Welcome to the Ciderhaus. I am your host, Mihai Shogor. That is a very fine cider that you are not drinking. Isn't that not right, Mr. John Ward?
Is my mic on for a chat? Oh, it's on. What's going on, chat? I want to say a quick shout out to Dodger, whose store link should be in the video description, I believe, for this sick hat. Meme War veteran. I am rocking it, and you can kind of see it out of focus. Today's helmet of shame is a fucking spicy margarita. I'm very unhappy about it. Oh, and we didn't get a guest in, and so I think I'm going to be the one that's got to fucking drink it, and I'm really bummed about that. So that's my night. Tonight is 30 super chats, but that's with a friendly reminder that you can do like $1, like people finally figured out last time. So 30 super chats of $1 or more, I will chug this spicy margarita out of this Russian helmet of shame. Otherwise, welcome.
Welcome. I'd also like to do this before I forget, plug the new channel. Ciderhaus has its own channel now if you're watching on the John Ward channel. We're currently at, about 150 subscribers?
150, yeah.
500, and then we can unlock the membership
151,
bonuses.
to be precise.
Exactly. And who is that's speaking?
He's here. He's queer. He's killing prostitutes.
No, I'm not that.
Welcome.
Yeah, what is up, chat? We have an exciting episode for you guys today. We're going to get right into it.
Oh, there it is right off the bat. Super task mismanager. Thank you. 1 of 30. Go ahead, Jack. Sorry.
Yeah, so we're going to get into the confirmation hearings of RFK, Tulsi Gabbard, Kash Patel, and we're also going to get into the small and short-lived trade wars with Mexico and China that Trump ended up winning. And then we're going to get into some fun bonus topics I think we're all going to enjoy.
If we don't end up talking about the confirmation smearings. Great title for the episode, by the way, Mihai.
Yeah. Thank you. I was really in my head, I was going smearing, hearing, smearing. I was like, wait, they rhyme. Why not just use confirmation hearing instead of trying to make something cute out of it? So
what's going on, chat? Let's say what's up to the chat here real quick before we bring in Donald Trump. Brandon Vickers, what's going on? Antonius, welcome back. Babs, see some new people. Lord of the Ree, welcome back. Vacrin Heart 4, welcome. Moonchild, always good to see you. Babs024, because I appreciate your music, we appreciate that. 28 to go to this spicy margarita. Not a great start on my end. Great start on your end, chat. Mihai, just confirm that's all coming through the John Ward chat, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're good on chat. My God, we figured some things out on this stream finally after a few months. What's up, Kyle Renenberg? By the way, you guys can say hello too. Red Baron, welcome back. Unlimited Liquid is my daddy. Unlimited Liquid. You know what? If I had a father, he would be Unlimited Liquid.
Robert Whaley.
Robert Whaley in the house. What's going on? Sir, don't
He's
trip.
an OG.
Human being, allegedly.
What's the white again? The white gorilla?
White is 6 months of membership. Yellow is, wait, do I have that right? Yes. Yellow is 0 to 6 months. White is 6 months to a year. And beyond that, it turns blue. So what's going on, channel members? We'll also count any memberships as a super chat. They should show up. Should we get into it? Should we pull that program
sure.
up?
Yeah, let's get into it, huh? Let's start out with maybe a little RFK hearing.
Yeah, he seems to be the big one. You got some clips for us?
Yeah. The first link I have for you guys is confirmation that he is in fact going through. So
Well, maybe
it's
we
good
should
to
save
keep
that
in
for
mind.
the last one there.
All
Jeff.
right. Well, who we start?
Okay.
Got to start with something.
No, I say start with RFK, but maybe don't start by saying that he made it through.
Well, he made it
Okay.
through, people. I think everybody knows. Let's see some of the drama, though. Let's see some of this bullshittery.
I have this pulled up first. This is his intro, first speech.
Let's do it.
this country that we must face honestly. And the first thing I've done every morning for the past 20 years is to get on my knees and pray to God that he would put me in a position to end the chronic disease epidemic and to help America's children. That's why I'm so grateful to President Trump for the opportunity to sit before you today and seek your support and partnership in this endeavor. The health problems in this country.
So that's it. Seems pretty ingenuous, not disingenuous. I don't know
If
if
you
that
haven't
reason-
heard him speak before, by the way, sorry about that. He really does sound that way. It's a nerve.
You know his sister sounds that way too?
Yeah, it's what I was about to say. It's a genetic condition, right?
Oh, wow.
Do any of us know the name of that condition?
I did at one point, but I forget now.
Yeah, he's not doing what I'm doing. He didn't just smoke a hole into his throat, and now he's speaking out of it.
One of my favorite Babylon Bee headlines of all time was RFK drinks glass of water and mysteriously finds out he can clear his throat. There's something along those lines. Like he finally clears his throat after drinking a cup of water.
Jesus loves you. Let's fucking go. That is definitely something Jesus would say. That might have been what he said when he went in there and started whipping those money changers. You think he threw up an LFG and then just started fucking slapping people with that whip? Jesus.
Who are we talking about now? Jesus?
Jesus loves you. Yeah, that's my favorite scene from the Bible. The user's name was Jesus love you.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember that part in Passion of the Christ.
Well, it's not in the Passion. It's before that.
No,
It's
no.
kind of why they put him.
Is it in the missing years? Is
You
that-
know, fucking this. You don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I thought. Are you being serious?
Yeah, when the temple
Oh, and he
became
goes in there, he
corrupted with
throws the tables.
a
And,
term they use is money changers. I'll let you figure out that one on your own of who those people were. Yeah, my temple is full of money changers, so he flipped all their tables, and then he had a switch, they say, or a whip made out of some natural plant in the area, some indigenous native whip-like plant species. And he just beat the fuck out of everyone in the temple and chased them all out. Pretty soon after that, they're like, you got to die, buddy. I'm sorry. You can't fucking do shit like that. That's like literally what happened. Yeah, he's like a fucking insane person in that. But it's the coolest scene in the Bible, and I totally understand why he did it. And that whole turn the other cheek thing kind of gets a bit of conflict there in the Bible, this scene. Because he didn't. He just beat people angrily.
well, there's also an eye for an eye. There's a time for each, right?
Does Jesus say that?
No, that's Moses, I believe. It's Old Testament is eye for an eye. New-
Yeah, it's one of these weird little parts of the Bible where in the New Testament, I should say, because Jesus is a very consistent character otherwise. Says Jesus he made the whip. He just flew into a rage, went outside, ripped a giant plant out of the
Started,
ground, came
like-
back inside, kicked over the tables, and just beat the fuck out of everybody.
Started braiding a bunch
Yeah.
of plants together. It's like,
Yeah,
hold
and-
on. Give me like
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Anyway.
Yeah, and it's a very important aspect of Jesus to highlight because a lot of people try to frame him as a hippie when he wasn't.
That's
that.
what I'm saying. It's a very un-Christ-like moment, or perhaps it's the most Christ-like moment. It's hard to say.
He was God in the flesh of a human.
As Vakrenhart is saying, turn the other cheek is misunderstood is really kind of the key to understanding all this. Yeah, you're not supposed to be a giant pussy. You're not supposed to open your country's borders to invaders. It's not Christianity. I'm sorry. Anyway,
You can turn your cheek so many times your head ends up falling off. So
yeah, turn your cheek twice and you're back to the dick and balls. One cheek, two cheek, balls. It's got to be full circle. You can only get cheek, nuts. There's no cheek.
Oop.
Anyway, RFK Speaking of giant,
Yeah, this guy, I forget his name. I have a couple videos with all the confirmations of this guy. But he really, really just look at him. He does that not look like a demon? Just look at him.
yeah, his face is weird. A little uncanny valley territory right there. He looks like he should be the bad guy in a Korean horror movie.
He definitely takes infusions of like young boy's blood.
He looks like he's holding a grudge while wearing a ring, if you know what I mean.
No, he looks like he lost a ring a long time ago, and he's been crying about his precious ever since.
He missed the memo on being allowed to have whites of your eyes too. Like you can indeed. He would have done great at Bunker Hill. Nobody would have shot him.
No, yeah.
He would have just been killing everybody. Be like, I
Sir,
can't.
what about this guy?
There he is, the lone survivor of the British side of Bunker Hill.
Yeah, he's there, Paul Revere.
Slera, I believe, is the word for the whites of your eyes, right? You're Slera. Anyway, fucking hell. What's his name? Scroll up
Has
a little bit.
embraced conspiracy theories,
Oh, he talks like that too?
quacks,
Yeah.
charlatans,
Everything about him rubs me the wrong way.
especially when it comes to the safety,
The safety
efficacy
and
of
efficacy.
vaccines. He has made it his life's work to sow doubt and discourage parents from getting their kids life-saving vaccines. It has been lucrative for him and put him on the verge.
One thing I do want to make a quick note of before we go too far on the RFK confirmation hearing. You'll hear constant breathing in the background, and I will confirm now that is RFK trying to breathe the whole time. So when you hear that, it's not us. It's not on our end.
Okay, thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah. You'll notice it now.
Of immense power. This is the profile of someone who chases money and influence wherever they lead, even if that may mean the tragic deaths of children and other vulnerable people.
Is this chart on the right of this tweet? Is that the money this guy's taking from
Yeah.
Big Pharma? Yeah, of course. So plot twist, shocking surprise. All the anti-RFK people and RFK's anti-Big Pharma. Guess where they're getting all their donations from?
Big Pharma.
Yeah. Jack, you autist.
It is the bottom one. You can't really quite tell when I pull it up here, but if I do it on here, it's this bottom number, the 1.563.
Yeah, hilarious.
Well, yeah. And that's actually a constant theme with all these people. We'll go to this guy now here. Asking RFK if he's a conspiracy
Are you a
theorist.
conspiracy
Blackburn?
theorist?
That is a pejorative, Senator.
It's a good question, actually. Why does it say Mrs. Blackburn in front of him?
I think it's just the weird angle. His name tag is.
Oh, yeah, it's the one to the left,
Yeah.
probably. Yeah. All right.
Are
Anyway,
you a conspiracy theorist?
That is a pejorative, Senator, that's applied to me, mainly to keep me from asking difficult questions of powerful interests. I was told that I was a conspiracy theorist. That label was applied to me because I said that the vaccines, the COVID vaccine, didn't prevent transmission and it wouldn't prevent infection, when the government was telling people, Americans, that it would. I was saying that because I was looking at the monkey studies in May of 2020. I was called a conspiracy. Now everybody admits it. I was called a conspiracy theorist because I said red dye caused cancer. And now FDA has acknowledged that and banned it. I was called a conspiracy theorist because I said fluoride lowered IQ. Last week, JAMA published a meta-review of 87 studies saying that there's a direct inverse correlation between IQ loss.
All right, so I'm going to assume
I
a
could
lot
go
of
on
those-
for about a
so
week.
is there any one of them that you can say, you got me? That really was a conspiracy theory? Or are you in a
Not yet.
position to submit for the record? I think it'd just be helpful for every one of these narratives for you to submit that maybe for the record. You said
Yeah, actually,
you a
there was this
conspiracy
one time
theorist?
I did lie. Like, what's he want him to say there? What are your thoughts on that video?
did you just ask me if I've ever been wrong about anything in my life? Yes.
It is kind of
I
open-ended.
believe it's happened, sir. I was incorrect once in the 3rd grade. When I didn't fuck your mom after she asked me to. I fucked up there. I really, really missed the conspiracy on that one. But other than that, pretty accurate. Yeah, I think we're all so far past this we know this game being played. Nobody's asking questions in good faith.
No,
Yeah.
it gets worse, though. It gets progressively worse.
We got more? Let's keep going.
Well, who's your favorite senator?
you're like me by that you mean least favorite?
Who's your favorite senator from Massachusetts?
Is that Warren? Are you talking about?
Who's your favorite senator from Massachusetts
Who the fuck
that
is-
pretended to be an
Who's your
Indian?
favorite Disney princess? Who's your favorite Disney princess, John?
What's happening to me right now? There's too many strange questions from too many different angles.
Elsa.
Elsa?
What?
I don't know what's happening. What's the actual question?
I believe
Your
it's
favorite
Pocahontas.
That's what I said. I said Warren.
I know.
You should have said Pocahontas.
Ah,
You should have said your
You're
favorite Disney princess is
correct. All right,
Pocahontas.
fair point.
She really lost her shit though. I just can't.
The only song I ever had permanently banned off YouTube was my Elizabeth Warren song,
Really,
which you guys probably haven't heard
I have not
because it was fucking great. It
because it was banned.
was called Liberal Woman.
Is it a play on American Woman?
No, it was a carnivalistic rap comedy song.
Do you want to sing it right now?
No,
Do you
I
remember
don't
the
fucking-
lyrics?
Oh man, probably. Yeah, probably.
Lay him a beat, Jack.
You lay the track, I'll lock the flow. Notorious, they gots to know. That's P. I'm quoting the child rapist P. Diddy right now. The alleged. Is it alleged or alleged?
Alleged.
It's alleged then.
Okay.
You're a legend.
I don't know what the difference.
Anyway, yeah, so it gets progressively worse with RFK. He was the one that caught the most fucking flack, right?
Yeah, so for sure, and I think that's like we can get to that, or we can just go straight into it. That's because he's opposing Big Pharma, which is arguably
I think that's the key take.
powerful lobby, right?
The thing going on with RFK's confirmation was that Big Pharma doesn't want him confirmed pharmaceuticals, if we're spelling it out. The drug industry. And they quite clearly have a number of senators on their payroll. So these are great opportunities, in my opinion, to find out who's working for who. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway,
Would you say there's a bit of barium being
I forgot.
tested out there?
I bought a piece of barium and it got here. I forgot to bring it.
Walks in like a radioactive suit.
I've been waiting for.
I got my piece of barium. You want to see it?
waiting for it for like 2 months. Finally came, and I forgot it today.
I do have this actual video of Elizabeth Warren here.
Why do you say that like the other one wasn't real?
I don't know.
I'm asking about fees from suing drug companies. Will you agree not to do that?
You're asking me to not sue drug companies,
No,
and I'm
you
not
can
going to agree
sue
to that,
drug
Senator.
companies as much as you want.
I'm not going to agree to not sue drug companies or anybody.
So let's do a quick count here of how, as Secretary of HHS, if you get confirmed, you could influence every one of those lawsuits. Well, let me start the list. You could publish your anti-vaccine conspiracies, but this time on U.S. government letterhead, something a jury might be impressed by. You could appoint
I
people
don't
to the
understand that.
CDC vaccine panel who share your anti-vax views and let them do your dirty work. You could tell the CDC vaccine panel to remove a particular vaccine.
It's just hard to listen
from
when
the
you know
vaccine
she's spent her whole
schedule.
career
You could
pretending to
remove
be Native
vaccines
American.
from special
Like that just
compensation
sort of
programs,
throws a wrench in
which would
everything
open up
happening right now.
manufacturers to mass torts. You could make more injuries eligible for compensation even if there is no causal evidence. You could change vaccine court processes to make it
God,
easier
she's
to
really
bring
making me
junk
feel
lawsuits.
bad for Big
You
Pharma,
could
man.
turn over FDA data to your
They
friends
sound like
at
they
the
got
law
it hard.
firm, and they could use it however it benefited them. You could change vaccine labeling. You could change vaccine information rules. You could change which claims are compensated in the vaccine injury compensation program.
I'm just gonna
There's
blow
a
my
lot of
nose.
ways that you can influence those future lawsuits and pending lawsuits while you are Secretary of HHS.
Just pause it for a
And I'm
second. His whole argument is like, if you get confirmed for this position, you will have the powers afforded to this position.
Yeah, you're gonna do your job.
Yeah. He's like, so like,
We can't let you do that.
What a fucking crazy thing to say, fucking Pocahontas, you crazy bitch.
Yeah, this is
Who
why to me
literally
it's-
took a fucking faculty position away from a real Native American by lying, like her whole career.
Harvard's first minority woman.
Yeah.
or
You
whatever.
ever go back? I did a lot of research. She was one of my main ones back in the day. There's few people more full of shit than Elizabeth Warren, in a just obviously provable way. So yeah, I mean, on top of the fact that her actual words are retarded, the person saying them is retarded too. I just find that funny.
Yeah, but it just goes to show that all of these like arguments against RFK are purely performative. It's almost as if they know that he's just going to go through no matter what they say, but they had to impress their voters somehow.
Our boy beating up the money changer says, Christ, even I need a drink. So myself, even I need a drink. Listening to her. Yeah, it's tough. I'm starting to wonder if there's some $2 weird limit that's happening right now. What are we at? That's 4 though, right? At
Yeah,
least.
it's 4. I got a quick question here.
Yo,
if I can.
production question?
No. What is that?
Hiawatha?
So what is Hiawatha?
That's a Native American woman. Yeah,
From what?
from America. What do you mean from
Who's
what?
America?
Like who was? Why is Hiawatha?
Yeah. No, because my people at work always call me Hiawatha, but I don't know what.
Oh my God, you're testing my like 2nd grade knowledge. So Hiawatha, Algonquin?
I don't know. I don't need that many. If you could, I'll.
Well, Squanto was the baller motherfucker who showed us corn.
Yeah,
He's
we
like,
never
"Hey,
knew how to grow corn until
Throw these
Squanto
fish
told
in
us
this
how.
hole. Throw some fish in the hole and grow the corn, and then it just fucking grew great. Yeah. Squanto
So
went
here's
to England and like fucking.
Yeah, he was like on a tourist thing, wasn't he?
Who was Hiawatha, chat?
I Googled it, and this is what Wikipedia says.
I hear you.
Hiawatha was a pre-colonial Native American leader and co-founder of the Iroquois Confederacy.
Oh, Iroquois.
He was a leader of the Onondaga people, the Mohawk people.
Oh, it's a dude?
Yeah, dude.
Oh. I stand corrected.
Hiawatha.
Thought it was a chick.
Yeah, I just want to clarify on that. I'm sorry, I derailed everything a little bit there.
Hiawatha. So the Iroquois. So he was one of the Indians killing a lot of other Indians, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Iroquois were pretty far. They were, I think, the most sort of European of cultures. They had a whole fucking capital and senate and fucking.
They actually had like a settled establishments were like settlements, I guess would be the.
All kinds of treaties and blah blah blah. The way I understand it, North America was a lot like Europe before the white people arrived. It was a bunch of little city states and nation states, and they were all killing each other and trying to be the great Holy Roman Emperor version of Native Americans. So
Yeah, there were like actual Native American cities. I forget the name of the one, but there's this massive place in
I know what you're
Ohio.
talking about.
It's like a big grass mound where there was this big city.
Oh, there's a lot of those. No, it's either just east or just west of St. Louis, and it's like Egyptian pyramid age. It was ancient. The Native Americans didn't know who built it. Fuck, what is the name of that place? It's really interesting.
Cahokia or something?
That might be right.
Yeah, wait, yeah, that's it.
How do you guys know that? Were we talking about this?
I watched Rogan.
Oh, he was talking.
Yeah.
Cahokia was a large Native American city in Illinois that was covered in prairie grass roofs. It was the largest pre-Columbian city in North America and a major center of the Mississippian culture. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Cahokia Mounds. There you go. Spelling in the chat. Oh, yeah, a bunch of people know. Yeah, this is kind of an overlooked part of the New World. Again, like the Mayans in South America, Central America, that kind of stuff. There was a whole civilization that pre-existed them that, as far as they were concerned, was like the ancient Egyptians. They literally knew nothing about them. But like the famous Mayan calendar was actually created by the Olmec civilization. We talked about this Olmec on that fucking Nickelodeon show, Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, yeah. He's
They
like
had this
the
little
character.
fucking talking statue called Olmec. So yeah. So like the calendar survived their civilization and the Mayans started using it, but the Mayans never really had an original understanding of the math behind it, although they get credit for it. So anyway, there was apparently when you think about it, of course there were all kinds of North American cities as well. It's certain climates will preserve ruins better than others. And so Egypt is a perfect place to be preserved. Dryness.
And the sand buries it.
Yeah, dryness and that sort of stuff. If you've ever lived in central Pennsylvania, you can see like 5 years without human maintenance, these buildings gone.
Yeah.
Literally gone.
Yeah.
So shit just doesn't last, but you are left with these sort of more surface level geological imprints that you can spot with. I mean, it's covered by dirt and like it looks like a flat field after enough time. But
you know what a movie I watched for the first time over the past couple of days because I couldn't do it all at once? Apocalypto.
Do you like it?
Apocalypto?
It was too intense,
Dude, I fucking love it.
I literally,
intense.
like, when I say it took me multiple days, like, I was getting scared because Like something about the foreign language too makes it like way more intense. Where,
Yeah.
you have to read the subtitles and like
Yeah.
when things go wrong, like them speaking in that tongue, whatever it is, just like makes it a little extra intense.
I love that movie starts with a Will Durant quote. You guys know who Will Durant is?
Duran?
Will Durant, Durant. Nice though. Nice reference. He's
Yeah,
dead.
but-
He's dead now, but he wrote this epic series called the Story of Civilization, which I highly recommend you guys read. But the quote is, "No great civilization is conquered from without until it has destroyed itself from within." And Apocalypto is very much, if you didn't notice, there he is. Later life he wrote also with his wife, Will and Ariel Durant. He's awesome. He also has a much shorter book called The Story of Philosophy that I highly recommend. But anyway, so a great civilization is not conquered from without until it has destroyed itself from within. And the movie shows how the more urbanized native culture has quite obviously destroyed itself from within. There's political corruption. There's these weird beauty standards that are highly unnatural. You see the reactions of the natural people seeing them for the first time. They're just mind fucked. The people covered in stone dust. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll also find that a lot of Native women go missing, but the reason they're going missing
Well,
is
that's
because
on you.
of people within their own communities. Yeah,
That's your fault mostly.
my fault. Okay.
No, yeah. So I'm just well before the Europeans even arrived, and the Aztecs are a great example in Tenochtitlan. Like the whole reason, like 5 Europeans were able to destroy a whole civilization is because every town that lived around them wanted to help. They're like, we fucking hate these psychos, and we'll help you kill them.
Yeah. Also,
yeah.
thank you, Dr.
It wasn't that like 14 Spaniards were able to kill 40,000
No,
people.
like the vast majority of the natives they ran into were like, "What are you guys doing?" Like, "We're going to the Aztecs," and they're like, "Oh, to kill
Those
them?"
fucking
Yeah,
assholes,
fucking-
the ones that just
yeah.
raided us last week and
Fucking
killed
go.
all of us? Yeah, okay,
Sure.
fuck it. This is what you were saying, yeah.
Yeah. Also, real quick, Dr. Tetanus, thank you for gifting 5 John Ward memberships. We really appreciate it.
Oh, I didn't see that pop
Dr.
up.
Tetanus, I didn't see that either, but thank you.
All right, so we got a +1 on our count. So what do we have, like 5 or 6 then?
It still says 4. I don't know where Jack, you
It sa-
in the
it
future
says
right
on
now?
My end. It says on my end.
Oh, did
Dr.
we?
Tetanus gifted 5 John Ward memberships. Antonius.
Oh,
Professor
I
Falcon.
do see that now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it okay, we'll call it 5 or whatever.
Call 5 separate ones? That's fair.
No, I didn't mean it like that. You can do it like that if you want. I just meant we call it 5 total.
I have noticed, like I was just talking about, but the chat has kind of slowed down. Is that are we getting chats from? You want to like emoji chat from the John Ward one real quick? Make sure that's all coming through.
You like oranges?
Yeah. All right. I stand corrected. I don't know why that didn't show up, but thank you, Dr. Tetanus. We appreciate it. And if you got one of those, say thank you.
Yeah. Also, Mihai, if you want to see another movie where Native tribes can be absolutely brutal, watch S. Craig Zoller's Bone Tomahawk. That's a great movie.
Ooh,
He
I
also
actually
made a
almost
bunch of
watched
other
that
movies.
I
yesterday.
think I was telling you about that, wasn't I?
You were telling me about that. Yeah,
I
yeah.
do like that movie. It's got Kurt Russell too. It's hard to.
Yeah, it's on
Yeah,
Netflix, I think, actually. Yeah, so I almost did watch
Yeah.
it. I didn't
It gets
end up- I ended
very
up-
brutal
I ended
towards
up
the end, though.
manning up and finishing Apocalypto just to see what happened.
YouTube is messing with the chat speed, and the order comments are.
Oh yeah, now
appearing.
all they're coming. What the heck's going on?
They might have just chatted because I said so. So, all right, we'll keep an eye on it. There's always things to learn, but not the point of this stream. So, RFK, we saw Elizabeth.
Real quick before we totally move on, I do want to ask you. I wanted to ask this before, but
Go ahead.
of the Mayans, Incans, and Aztecs, which of those 3 is your favorite?
By what? What am I judging by?
And like in school, like who were you repping? Because we all had to learn about them.
I'm repping the Olmecs, the precursors to the Mayans. The Incans are. But
John was in the corner of the room by himself with no friends.
yeah.
I'm an Olmec. Get the fuck out of here.
People didn't like me in middle school because it was kind of nerdy.
Because you were an Olmec.
I was nerdy as fuck.
Everyone else is over there with the Aztecs.
I was the only kid in my class who got an A in Model United Nations. And it's because I was Kuwait.
I could see that.
I was Kuwait. And I just shut down every deal there was.
Yeah, I could see that. That's actually hilarious. I got to be Rand Paul once in a mock senate, and it was
Pretty
awesome.
fucking sweet.
Yeah.
I did run for class president, but I did not win.
I didn't run for class president. I ran a campaign, and we also did not
I
win.
think I won most likely to pull a class prank and most likely to lead a political protest, believe it or not.
Okay.
Something like that. Or second place or something. I don't know.
Sounds like they knew you better than you're leading on.
I got it. One day I'll dig out. I went through my high school playing the bagpipes, and by the end of it, the whole fucking senior class was following me, and we have this great video of it. The fucking.
I bet Boris has a video of that somewhere.
Oh, fucking! They came and got me in the parking lot. Everybody ran away because we went from the north building to the south building, and they fucking. We went through the whole north building, and they didn't stop us. We'll come to find out. So we're like, all right, let's go to the south building. They were having an administrators meeting in the south. So like 2 seconds into the south building, like and everybody fucking ran, and there's my dumb ass holding a bagpipe, and I was just like, you got me. Yeah, I ain't running.
Yeah, there's not much you can do at that point. I know you loved it so much before. I forgot to play this one too, though. I think this one actually, it's a shorter video. It gets more to the point of the Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, play it.
Commit that when you leave this job, you will not accept compensation from a drug company, a medical device company, a hospital system, or a health insurer for at least 4 years, including as a lobbyist or a board member.
Can you just repeat the last part of the question? Can I commit?
You're not going to take money from drug companies in any way, shape, or form.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to commit to that.
Okay, good. That's what I figured. I said it's an easy question to start with. And I think you're right on this.
I don't think any of them want to give me money, by the way.
He's a charismatic dude.
He is. I mean, how many ladies do you think someone like RFK got back in the day when his voice was normal?
Was his voice normal at one point?
At one point, yeah.
Probably a lot.
In his younger years.
He probably just was like, hey, I'm Robert Kennedy Jr.
Yeah.
That was his pickup.
It's like JFK Jr. The guy was like definitely gay, but he probably got so many ladies.
It probably wasn't that difficult for him is the way I understand it. Yeah.
Yeah, especially go to a place like Martha's Vineyard and be like, oh, I'm a Kennedy. You could literally kill somebody in Martha's Vineyard if you're a Kennedy and get away with it.
You speaking from personal experience?
No, they didn't kill me, but I've been to the bridge where they killed someone.
You talking about Ted?
Yeah, Dyke Bridge.
Is it really called Dyke?
Yeah, it's literally called Dyke Bridge on Dyke Beach.
That's that meme magic.
And
Man, this girl's drowning in my car. Let me go get help.
Yeah, no, she wasn't even drowning. She was actually just stuck in like 4 feet of water. And if he would have called the cops, they could easily gotten her out. But because he waited like 24 hours to say anything, she did in fact die.
How could she not have gotten out of a car in 4 feet of water, though? It must have been at least like...
Because the door still couldn't open, and it was slowly sinking. But at the moment that they crashed in the car, I don't think either of their heads were submerged. Yeah, and it's also like if you go to the road, so there's 2 roads that actually... it happened on Chappaquiddick, which is a smaller island off of Martha's Vineyard. There's literally like 3 roads in the whole island, and the one point was like, you either go left to get off the island onto the ferry, or you go right and it just circles all the way back around the island. So he knew what he was doing. He was probably trying to get some, and he knew he wasn't going home. Like, it's not an easy mistake to make. Let's just put it that way. But, I mean, actually, that kind of goes well into this. Speaking of New England and Martha's Vineyard, let's talk about the man from Rhode Island, shall we?
Okay.
Bobby Frankley. Or no, not Bob. Whatever, though. He looks like a Bobby. You'll see him in a second.
Thank you. Senator Whitehouse.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Kennedy, I only have 5 minutes with you, and I've got a lot of experience with CMS, so you're just going to have to listen. 2 things. One, if you want to move from advocacy to public responsibility, Americans are going to need to hear a clear and trustworthy recantation of what you have said on vaccinations, including a promise from you never to say vaccines aren't medically safe when they in fact are, and making indisputably clear that you support mandatory vaccinations against...
You hear him breathing like Darth Vader back there, too?
...diseases where that will keep
Thank you, Dr.
people
Tetanus.
safe. You're in that hole pretty deep. We've just had a measles case in Rhode Island, the first since 2013. And frankly, you frighten people. 2, I want to air harms that Rhode Island has experienced from a remorseless, senseless CMS bureaucracy.
Now, that guy there, he made a really big point he made a really big deal to make a point that he was from Rhode Island. I want to now make a point to bring to the people I don't know why the formatting on Wikipedia got so messed up, but Buddy Ciancini, however the hell you say it.
Hit control minus.
CNC.
Hold control and then hit minus.
CNC. I guess that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, you got to click on that window.
I am.
No?
Is it Windows or is it Control?
No, you got to click on that internet window. Like not OBS, but the actual window.
Can't click on it more.
Okay. And then control, hold control.
Holding control.
And then hit minus.
Hitting minus.
That's fucking crazy. That really ought to be working. Conversely, you could go up to the top bar and do like view, zoom out. Like the very top of the monitor. There you go. That really, control minus really ought to do. Oh, maybe it's command minus. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
All right. Well, oh, jeez. And I just accidentally clicked on pronouns.
There you go.
All right. So long story short, this guy was mayor for over 21 years, 2 different stints in Providence, Rhode Island. The reason I'm bringing him up is he wants to talk about how great of a state Rhode Island is. They literally elected a mob boss. That's who this guy is to be the mayor of their capital city.
It's like a Sicilian Anthony Hopkins.
Yes, but I want to also make an important note here because I found this interesting. I've always often griped on Wikipedia for not being a reliable source. It does not mention once in this entire Wikipedia article that this man was both arrested in 1984 and 2002. 1984 assault charges against, I believe, his wife. And 2002 on a RICO charge because he was a fucking mob boss. And so the reason I know about this, because I've read this here little book called The Prince of Providence, The Rise and Fall of Buddy Ciancini, America's Most Notorious Mayor.
I believe it said it was pronounced Chauncey.
That honestly, I could see that. Actually, it probably is Chauncey. That sounds very Italian almost, doesn't it? Chauncey, yeah.
Chauncey.
Yeah. Buddy Chauncey, yeah.
Damn, this book's got some traction too.
Yeah, so this guy allegedly inspired Tony Soprano.
Oh, okay.
But I'd also like to make another note that here. So that's the book, and you can read the description. It talks about how his life in politics, and even I think the cover.
Should we get this for our library? Anyway.
Yeah, we should. So read this excerpt right here. Impressive a criminal enterprise of the kickbacks, shakedowns, and threats worthy of the Sopranos. That's who that guy was. Even the Wikipedia page for the book, The Prince of Providence, does not note once that this man committed any sort of crime. That's it. That's all it says. Yeah. It's just about a book.
David O. Russell's?
Yeah.
David Mamet's going to write it? What the fuck? That's going to be an awesome movie.
So he's worried about RFK Jr. being a corrupt piece of shit. Meanwhile, if you just looked in the mirror, their state is the most corrupt state in the entire union.
Well, I had posted one of Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals the other day, but that's right out of Rules for Radicals, which technically this saying is credited to Goebbels.
Oh boy. Where's this going?
But something along the lines of accuse the other side of that which you are guilty. Now, Goebbels is misunderstood. He said this because he was talking about the methods used by Germany's enemies. Mm-hmm. Germany's enemies were accusing them of shit which their enemies themselves were doing. And so this is a classic tactic that the left has been pulling off up until Trump in 2016 quite well, which is just like, say you're molesting children, then you just go accuse everybody else of molesting children. Number one, you put them on the defensive. And then when shit starts coming out about you, you'll be like, oh, how convenient, because I was the guy fighting against this, and now you're fucking, oh, I see how you, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just this sociopathic defense mechanism. Mm-hmm. Accuse the other side of that which you are guilty. And so, yeah, I don't think any of these people questioning RFK are stupid. I hate them much more than that, and I hate stupid people a lot. I hate them much more than stupid people because I think they're doing it on purpose. They're pretending to be stupid.
Even Bernie Sanders?
Yes. Yeah, I don't believe you get to the point of someone like Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren if you're a fucking idiot. No, you're not necessarily smart, but you have certainly mastered at least one kind of gambit, one kind of scam.
No, I agree. I don't think it's fair to say.
My perspective when I started YouTubing 2015 till now has changed, where I certainly used to believe they were fucking idiots, and now it's like the saying about communism. It's not a good idea that went wrong. It's a terrible idea that went perfectly right. Same logic.
I also don't necessarily think it means they're geniuses either. Though.
No, I agree. But just like nobody who advocates for communism that's smart genuinely believes in communism. They believe in power, and they see it as an easy means to getting to power.
Yeah, and then they changed the entire process of what they ran on.
But they'll put some some sugar on their tongue and then say in nice voices about how great communism is for downtrodden people.
Sugar and spice and everything nice.
There you go. So anyway, I mean, there are some even AOC. Maybe I'll get some flack, but she's not smart. I mean, of course. But the stupid shit she does is because there's a different purpose behind it that you're maybe not seeing. And so I'll humbly advance that theory.
I don't know.
Mary Terry, they're not stupid. They're diabolical.
There's certain people, though, I think that are just puppets, and I don't think they're necessarily smart enough to even know that they're puppets.
You can't be a complete retard and be an effective puppet. You at least have to have an understanding of my existence is predicated on doing what the people above me want me to do.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Quick. Something I want to address real quick. Gulf Coast, Florida man of the Gulf of America. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. I know the joke.
Was that a super chat, Jack?
No. I just want to call out that joke.
Yeah, it was a good one. All right. We just want to keep an eye on this so we can keep counting them.
Yeah.
Still at 5.
That's all right. I don't really want to drink this spicy margarita. Reminder, you want a PTZ1 real quick? The whole thing we're talking about with the super chats. At 30 super chats, and it can be $1 or more, I will drink this spicy margarita out of, there you go, this Russian war helmet. That's our Ciderhaus fucking gig. And me, I didn't book a guest who we usually try to fucking offload this duty onto. So I guess I'll do it.
Tuesdays are harder to get guests. Thursdays are easier to get people to come in here.
I'm just being a grumpy old man. I honestly don't mind that much.
Nah, I know. I'm just letting the people know what's going on.
Cracks
a little
me
behind
up.
the scenes.
Cracks me up. Yeah, so anyway. Gulf Coast, Florida man of the Gulf of America. Oh, you changed your name. That's even better. It used to just be of the Gulf Coast. It's one of my favorite usernames I've ever seen.
Golf course.
Well, as you can tell, my whole worst journalist of the year, Don Lemon, worst journalist of the year. I'm a big fan of that kind of language. Gulf Coast, Florida man of the Gulf Coast. Fucking love it. Yeah.
Should we watch this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was good. I saw this one.
Senator, I can't give you a yes or no answer to that question.
Healthcare a human right? Is healthcare a human right?
In the way that free speech is a human right,
Yeah.
I would say it's different because with free speech doesn't cost anybody anything, but in healthcare, if you smoke cigarettes for 20 years and you get cancer, you are now taking from the pool. And so are you guaranteed the same right, or is there also a duty?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I didn't get the answer I wanted.
We got a few minutes left here. All right. Every other country on earth says healthcare, whether you're poor or rich, young or old, is a human right. I'm not hearing you say that. All right. You've talked about the drug companies, and maybe we talk for an hour.
In healthcare.
Oh, this wasn't the one I thought. Did you just say every other country, healthcare is a human right except the United States?
I don't even think they say that.
Dude, in like half the countries on planet, women have less rights than like a fucking cat.
Well, my favorite is how he always uses like Sweden, Finland, or whatever Scandinavian nation as an example.
That's what I mean. How about North Korea?
Yeah, it was a couple years ago. I forget. I think it was the Swedish Parliament.
Thank you, Jesus loves you.
Put out a statement Bernie Sanders, please stop using this as a reference. We want to make note and make it very clear.
We are not socialist.
Yeah, we are not a socialist country. We never will be, never have been. Please do not use this as an example of a socialist country.
It's kind of skipping the fact. Well, Canada's a good example with the fucking, they're just hell-bent on fucking up as hard as possible right now. But yeah, they have socialized healthcare, I believe, and anybody that wants to not die from medicine in Canada comes to the fucking United States.
Well, and I was about to say, you actually go to Canada now to die. You have assisted suicide as well.
Oh, yeah. Now it's Canada's about as crazy as it gets.
Suicide boxes and random
was
parks.
that Olympian who got paralyzed or whatever, and she's like, hey, can we do some kind of like, fuck, I want to learn how to walk again? And they're like, how about you just euthanize yourself?
Kill yourself instead.
Right. We could do that.
And you guys touched upon this pretty well. The problem with state health, like free health care, quote unquote, is one, it's not free, and two, you're not necessarily getting quality health care. And you're disincentivizing like qualified
Well,
doctors.
maybe there's some international world champions out there in the chat right now, but I am curious. Yeah, you always hear when you have socialized medicine, which is free, so they say, the trade-off is, number one, your doctors suck balls. Because just like if you're the best in the world at your job, like a pro athlete kind of example, you go where you get paid the most. And where you get paid the most in healthcare is where people don't have, where it's private. So the United States. Mm-hmm. So the pro doctors, so to speak, the LeBron James of doctors, a bad example, the Michael Jordan of doctors.
The Luka Doncic.
The Luka Doncic of doctors. Great trade that just had fucking crazy shit.
That? Yeah.
Anyway, they're all in the fucking United States. Not to say that there's not some great non-materialistically interested doctor in other countries. Yeah, they're out there. But for the most part, you're in AAA ball when you go to a fucking doctor in Europe or Canada or something like that. I mean, how many non-American doctors have you run into in the U.S.? I run into them all the time. They're fucking like...
Have I ever had an American doctor?
Yeah, it's like a legit question. Since 1980, have I fucking run into an American? Probably not. But... yeah, so that's number one. The quality of doctor, just by the sort of nature of the way that most rational people will take more money than less, it's lower. And then there's huge wait times because it's free, and so people are going to the fucking doctor for any and every single tiny little ass thing. And you have dumber, slower moving doctors. And so, yeah, so what seems to happen, as far as I can understand, correct me if I'm wrong, is that like if you're close enough to the United States, like Canada or Mexico, and you can afford it, you got to be able to afford it, you fucking come to the U.S. It's like not even a question. Like celebrities from Canada, there's so many of them. Who the fuck? Like Jim Carrey.
James Woods.
Yeah, all of those people.
Martin Short?
Are they going back to fucking Canada for surgeries and shit? No. They're not.
He's Canadian, right? Martin Short?
Is he?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
Like, surprisingly, like half the comedians in the 80s are all
Trailer Park Boys was Canadian. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's based in, the show is in Canada.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Norm Macdonald's Canadian too, right?
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like SNL cast of like the 80s, like half of them were Canadian.
Yeah. And so it's just,
And they suck.
Every European I see talking about their socialized medicine fucking hates it.
No, I mean, from my understanding is if you were to have like a broken finger or...
Then it is better?
Like a strep throat or whatever, it would be better to have socialized medicine. But anything's like even like verging on the tier of major
Off Center
like,
Forge says, ask the veterans about free doctors.
Yeah,
that's
a great
point.
example. Yeah. So like, would we want to go to the VA by choice? Probably not. Do they want to go to the VA by choice?
Right.
No, but they don't even have the choice.
And it's a fair point to say like, well, healthcare shouldn't be exorbitantly expensive. I mean, I do agree with that, but there's all kinds of reason outside the control of doctors that it's that expensive. It's mostly regulations. Same reason anything gets really fucking expensive. Why a house is, go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, but in the same way, like if you're asking for like cutting edge, like procedures that most doctors aren't doing, you're going to want you're going to want the most expensive and highly qualified doctors, and they're not going to. There's a lot of risk involved, and they want to be sure that they get covered.
Here's a good example for the ladies out there. If you're getting fake tits put in, you want the cheap doctor or the expensive one? It's that simple.
My mind went to heart surgery. It was like, that works too.
Yeah.
I was like, if you have to have a heart surgery, do you want the guy that's getting paid $40,000 a year? Or the guy's making
you walk into one fake
$400,000
tits place, or you want a new nose, and they're like, it's $20. You would just be like, nah, and be like, oh, I thought you liked cheap.
You'd probably be surprised how many people are like, oh my god, really?
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. $20.
Get those BDLs, or the DSLs. What is it? Yeah, DSLs.
Those lip implants.
Dick sucking lips.
Yeah, dick sucking lips.
I hate that I know what that means. Been on the internet too long.
I
want the knowledgeable one. I mean, I guess that's the key point. But the only way to judge without already knowing the doctor if they're knowledgeable or not is can they command a high price?
Yeah. The market decides.
I don't want Letitia from the DMV prescribing my medication.
This video, I think, sums up the whole RFK hearing pretty well.
Let's do it.
say you're pro-vaccine. Just want to ask some questions. And yet your organization is making money selling a child's product to parents for $26, which casts fundamental doubt on you.
Jesus loves you again. Thank you very much.
Go ahead.
The VA is primarily a training facility with living cadavers. Shenanigans. It's not a great place to end up.
You're basically a guinea pig for their stupid doctors at that point, is what he's saying.
Are they sewing twins together in the basement of the VA?
That's a great video. Great meme.
Yeah, so my dad made a good point to me, but we were watching it together. He goes, well, they keep yelling at him because he can't yell back. It's messed up. They know he can't yell back, so they just yell over him. I was like, that's actually a fair point. I didn't think about that.
That's kind of what I was getting at with Bernie Sanders is, I didn't get the answer I want, so let me keep fucking yelling at you.
And friend of the show, good friend of yours, Mr. Suit, he summed it up pretty well, actually, I think.
Oh, here we go.
Watching the RFK Jr. hearings this morning, and I'm struck by the vicious attacks from Democratic senators. They're yelling, they're lying, and they're foaming at the mouth. How is it they think this is a good look? They're coming across as unhinged lunatics. Maybe they are.
Maybe they are. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
Well, as a man who became the meme, Brick Suit knows what he's looking for, and he's 100% right. It's just that simple. Trust your instincts and your own eyeballs.
Ooh, Linda Love.
Thank you, Linda Love. 11 months. You're going to turn blue here in 1 month.
Yeah. It should be 2 of 2 then, right?
Yes, I believe that would make 2. I think there's a couple people coming up on 1 year, so we'll have to have like a little 1 year party if that happens. But yes, great point. Have we? So I guess what's been the final outcome in case anyone doesn't actually know?
Well, before we talk about that, I wanted to say how we got to this final outcome, which is looking like RFK is going to get confirmed. I want your opinion on how much this had an effect on the final outcome.
All right.
If I'm trying to say this right. This is Shanahan, his VP candidate, who is in her own right a very wealthy woman. I'm assuming probably from divorce, but.
Hey everyone, tomorrow is a pivotal moment in our nation's history.
For what it's
At 10
worth.
a.m. Eastern Time, RFK will sit in front of the Senate Finance Committee for his confirmation hearing to be our nation's next Secretary of Health and Human Services. I urge everyone to call their U.S. senators over the following days and demand they vote yes on Bobby's nomination. He is more than qualified. He's proven, principled, and prepared to lead. I'll share a list below of key senators. If they represent your state, they need to hear from you. If they don't, please call your own senator and ask them to vote yes. We need as many votes as
Have you seen this video, John? Mm-mm. All right, watch this because it gets intense.
we can get.
Thank you, Linda.
So this hasn't been widely reported, but in 2020, I cut large checks to Chuck Schumer to help Democrats flip 2 Senate seats in Georgia from red to blue. The 2 candidates I helped elect, Senator Raphael Warnock and Senator John Ossoff, please know I will be watching your votes very closely. I will make it my personal mission that you lose your seats in the Senate if you vote against the future health of America's children. And more than that, I also want to say to Senators Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Bill Cassidy, Tom Tillis, James
rhinos.
Langford, Cory Booker, John Fetterman, Bernie
Democrats.
Sanders, and Catherine Cortez Masto. This is a bipartisan message, and it comes directly from me. While Bobby may be willing to play nice, I won't. If you vote against him, I will personally fund challengers to primary you in your next election, and I will enlist hundreds of thousands to join me. Big Pharma and Big Ag have exploited us for far too long. It ends now. You're either on the side of transparency and accountability, or you are standing in the way. The choice is yours. Please choose wisely.
Fucking A.
And then Brick Soup below, again, this is a freaking declaration. I love it. That is one of the more badass videos I've seen in the political sphere in a long time. Just the direct, they won't do that normally where they'll actually call someone out directly by name. They'll allude to who they're talking about, or they make broad references and umbrella statements or whatever. The fact that she just listed out like 10 people by name, look me in the eyes, I know what you're doing, and you're going to do whatever the hell I tell you to do.
Yeah, and I think you're spot on in your assessment, Mihai, because I don't even think it comes down to people funding into their opponents. I don't think they can really spin the optics if they vote against RFK, because it makes them look RFK Jr. Because it makes them look as though they're for big pharma.
Which they are.
Well, speaking of, do you remember a certain gentleman named Michael Pence?
Yes, we do.
Michael Pence had some words
Electric
to say.
fence Pence.
Yes. President Trump was right the first time. Senators vote no on RFK. And then he posted this here video.
Is a Democrat plant, a radical left liberal. A lot of people think that Junior is a conservative. He's not. He's more liberal than anybody running on the Democrat side. Junior is totally anti-gun, an extreme environmentalist who makes the Green New scammers look very conservative by comparison. And he's anti-military and he's anti-vet. He's an extreme liberal. He's radical left. And so don't think you're going to vote for him and feel good. He's a radical left Democrat. I'd even take Biden over Junior because our country would last about a year or two longer than it would with Junior. It would collapse almost immediately.
Yeah, so I have some thoughts on this, if I can.
Give me one quick second here, Jack, because I just want to point this out, and then you can take the floor.
Yep.
He's senators and running ads attacking Bobby Kennedy on the pro-life issue. Mike Pence's group is funded by the pharmaceutical industry. That was just recently reported. So pharma is funding the disgraced Mike Pence to attack Bobby on this issue, the life issue, when, let's back up here, Martha, there hasn't been a bigger pro-life message in America, in American politics, than the Make America Healthy Again movement. This is a war to improve children's health. Bobby Kennedy is...
You get the point. He's also funded by a big pharma. Surprise, surprise.
I see an answer in the chat already, Jack, but go ahead. I have a feeling you'll say something similar.
Yeah, so Mike Pence, of course, is an absolute joke, but in his clip of Trump addressing RFK Jr. as a presidential candidate, I completely agree with him, even now. As a presidential candidate, he's trash. However, when it comes to being put in a position that forces the big pharma to be transparent, I fully trust him. And I don't think it's hypocritical of Trump to do that at all.
Yeah, as Blue Train 2028 said, he was talking to an opponent at the time. Kennedy's role is going to be quite narrow, and none of that really matters. 100. He was knocking a competitor in the presidential.
Yeah, he also called Marco Rubio small hands, Ted Cruz, Lion Ted.
Yes,
that's how they work for him.
Little Marco.
Yes, it's just Trump being a good politician winning an election, and so you can't take every single fucking thing a politician says at face value. We're just talking about how some of the ones that seem stupid, if you take them at face value, when in reality, it's just that their goals are much different than what you would assume they were. They're trying to make America better. That's where you're wrong. They don't care. And all their behavior starts to make way more sense. So yes, this happens every election, and people will always dig up old clips. How come you now like this guy that you once said this about? That's the answer. Yeah. I said it because we're running an election, although people don't really, you won't say that.
Yeah, but it's especially pathetic coming from Mike Pence because he fillets the Democrats so much, but they're never going to appoint him to any position.
Well, right. It's like me, I just pointed out, guess who's funding Mike Pence?
Yeah, exactly.
Like everybody else had something to say about RFK. They're all funded by the exact people that he's fighting against. So,
yeah,
they like looking at themselves as beautiful losers. As long as they lose gracefully, then really they're winning. No, you're not. You're just losing.
I do see some people in the chat saying they thought it was AI, which maybe it is. I don't know, but even if it's real, it doesn't bother me in the least. Go ahead, Mia.
No, I do remember. I think that is a real video.
I would believe it's real too.
Jack just said something that caught my curiosity. He said beautiful, right? What was the wording you just used there at the end there?
Beautiful losers.
Beautiful losers, exactly. I have this link in my doc that really got my curiosity. It's just titled Sexy Liberal Woman, so naturally I had to click on that, and here we are. I was lied to.
Oh!
I am an anti-vaxxer, and I didn't kill 83 Samoans because I didn't want them to get the measles vaccine.
Not the worst one I've seen.
It was
not
unsettling. It was disconcerting.
Have you seen his nephew mocking him too?
His nephew, man.
Yeah, I can see if I can find that video.
I hate it when families fight each other over politics.
It is just awkward.
There's a few Trumps on that side too.
Yeah, and but what's hilarious when Tim Wall's family all was pro-Trump. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. They were all wearing MAGA hats.
Yeah, go ahead. Tim Walz, holy fuck. I just remember him fucking force pulling his retarded son across the stage angrily. That's all I remember. What are you pulling up?
Trying to find the video of his nephew mocking him.
I mean, he's pretty hard to listen to. Like, I will say that, but it's a genetic.
Yeah, but it's even more ironic when you realize the nephew's mom also.
Well, so this is, Alinsky's rules for radicals: make the other side play by their own rules. The right has never been against making fun of people. I think it's fucking funny, and we're not.
There are other.
We're not hypocrites, but the left, that video is very hypocritical based on their stated beliefs, and so
by somebody.
Yeah.
President John Kennedy.
I don't know. I can't find it, but it's essentially the same thing. But
we're with you. We get what you're saying.
Yeah, because aren't Democrats supposed to be against making fun of people with disabilities?
Yeah,
and
based on
his voice is a disability.
That's the whole joke. So that's how you can know next time she's like, we need to care about immigrants and stuff. You can be like, obviously you're just lying, because the second you get an opportunistic moment to be cruel based on an immutable characteristic, you take it. And you do it with Trump and you do it with us.
Remember this?
Is that fucking Lyft girl? The 600?
Yeah. It's hilarious. I was so confused by the title name because
she has an ass
in her front.
Yeah, that's like the definition of it right there. Look at those fucking rolls.
Actually, I want to bring up a bone. I know I'm going off.
Hey, that's a brave spotter right there.
Before we go into Tulsi, I want to bring up one of the bonus topics first, actually.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Tennis. I'm doing my part. Did you see my other message? We did have it pulled up.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Tennis, as always. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank
you.
A FUPA. There you go.
So, in this past election, what would you say the number one issue was on voters' minds, John?
Immigration. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John.
No, I like that answer, Jack. I agree. Immigration.
Yeah, I think I would say something.
And what specifically about immigration? The idea that all these foreigners are coming here and mooching off us?
Taking advantage.
What if we were to start doing that to them? You ever consider that possibility?
Set up a white guy call center and start calling India?
No, like we send a bunch of overweight African-American women to the Middle East.
This just happened. Didn't you see this?
Or El Salvador.
Oh, were you segue?
Yeah.
Oh, nice setup.
I'm not talking unless y'all giving me land and 2,000 or more every week. You hear me? Okay. I'm getting my Pakistani passport and Pakistani ID.
You have Pakistani ID?
You can tell the reporter's so enamored by her on the right there. He's just starstruck.
She's a princess. She's an American princess.
Tell me you have a Pakistani passport?
I'm getting one. Do you have one?
I have a Pakistani passport.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm fucking from here.
What are you doing here?
Listen.
Yes. What are you doing here?
You might have to explain what's happening here.
You're chilling here. Why are you not?
Do you know the backstory?
I do, yeah.
Okay, go for it.
No, you go for it.
Well, what? It was like a 14-year-old boy that she was supposed to meet and marry when she got there?
Some black American woman moved to Pakistan and her marriage fell through, and she's now demanding they make her queen of the country, essentially.
And refusing to leave.
Last one I saw, she's like, I'm going to rebuild this place. She's like Obamaing from the podium.
Imagine like 20 years from now, we don't pay attention for a while, and all of a sudden, like, holy shit, she's the prime minister? What? This woman?
She'll either just get subtly disappear from the internet, or she'll spectacularly disappear from life.
From the internet as well.
I just want to say, most reality shows are complete garbage, but I would watch this on the TLC if they picked it up. Just entitled foreigners, like
I can't do the flaming train wreck thing, man. You like that kind of shit?
I think that this would be a very funny show to follow. Just entitled Americans immigrating to third world shitholes and acting all entitled. That would be great.
Nobody special. Please do another Ordinary World monologue. Are you talking about the Monomyth series? Yeah, it's in the works. It's in the works. We finally come through the setting up stage of things. So yeah, there's some new videos out. But thank you, Nobody Special. It's coming.
You are special to me.
You're special. You're You're somebody. You're somebody special. to
You
us.
are somebody to me, and you are very special. To me.
Yeah, that's right. Her marriage fell through, and she's demanding $2,000 a week. Just clown shit. Just only the clownish shit.
I'm here for it though.
So,
like they've been doing this to us for the past 4 years.
Oh, you want
8 years, 16 years,
Okay,
20 years.
I see what you're saying. Just offload all these people to Pakistan. And let them fucking deal with
Imagine
it.
the Pakistani like, what is going on? Sir, sir.
There's going to be a period of curiosity, and then there's going to be a much longer and more permanent period of just death.
Mom, I need you to buy scratch-off gift card now.
I don't think they're going to put up with that shit.
Yeah. Well, Mexico has been.
No,
complaining about
she's
Americans.
probably going to get thrown off a building pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, ironically enough, Mexico has been complaining about Americans coming to Mexico, right? Illegally crossing into Mexico. I thought that one of the past Mexican presidents have been complaining about that.
Good for them, I guess, if that's true.
Yeah, I don't know how much ground they have to stand on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, you should expect them to. Of course, they're fighting for the interests of their own country. Like everyone but our fucking president does their job until we get Trump.
Mm-hmm.
But they all do that. They're like, yeah, fuck you. We're our country. Kid. You try to send the fucking illegals back to Colombia or Venezuela, and they're like, nah, you take them back. And we shit on them because we now finally have Trump. But before that, we would have taken them back.
Yeah, and John, that would be a great segue into the trade war situation. But we gotta get back to Tulsi and her hearings.
Well, I mean, we got quite a bit of time.
You can talk whatever the hell you want to talk about, Jack.
We still got like an hour to go, roughly, or maybe 50 minutes if you want. So, I don't know. Do you want to keep doing confirmations, or
we can? We got.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do?
I think we should stick with that since it's kind of the main subject. We're gonna be back on Thursday. We can talk about stuff.
Do we want to go Cash or we want to go Tulsi?
Your call. It's your show. You're the producer. What's our chat count out?
10 out of 30.
And that's including the 5 super chats, or the 5
That
memberships?
is not including the 5 memberships.
So we'll say we're roughly halfway there.
Yeah. So that would make it 15 out of 30. I say we go Tulsi.
Let's do Tulsi. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here is her opening statement.
At home. Now, before I close, I want to warn the American people who are watching
Scroll down.
at home. You may hear lies and smears in this hearing that'll challenge my loyalty to and my love for our country. Those who oppose my nomination imply that I am loyal to something or someone other than God, my own conscience, and the Constitution of the United States, accusing me of being Trump's puppet, Putin's puppet, Assad's puppet, a guru's puppet, Modi's puppet, not recognizing the absurdity of simultaneously being the puppet of 5 different puppet masters. The same tactic was used against President Trump and failed. The American people elected President Trump with a decisive victory and mandate for change. The fact is, what truly unsettles my political opponents is I refuse to be their puppet. I have no love for Assad or Gaddafi or any dictator. I just hate Al-Qaeda. I hate...
I also hate Al-Qaeda.
Yep.
Strong opening statements. The thing about the Tulsi hearing is it wasn't as dramatic as the RFK hearing, or maybe even Kash Patel hearing. Kash kind of had some better one-liners, some better quips.
Yeah.
Tulsi, I don't know. She hit him hard, but she didn't hit him so hard that it was like, whoa, I'm falling off my seat.
Well, it should. I think the way we should be watching this is, people that get less pushback become more suspicious.
Interesting. Oh, that's...
Tulsi is very much a wild card, but her and RFK and all these people, I saw somebody saying this, and I wish I could remember who it was. It's probably multiple people, but all of these people were...
Gays for Trump deleted their post, damn it.
Originally Democrats, and they were supposed to inherit the Democrat Party from the Nancy Pelosi's and those fun Chuck Schumers and those people. And what's kind of happened, I think, is they realized they were never going to be the old-ass Democrats were just going to cling to power forever. And I think the Republicans were attempting to do the same, the Mitch McConnells and the Lindsey Grahams. But here comes Trump. And so if you want a path forward to affect genuine change in the United States, you're going to have to align with Trump. He's the only one who's going to give you the chance to do that. And so hilariously, Trump's second term, this bigoted fascist Nazi person, so they say, all of those stars in waiting of the left have now joined him. He poached their recruits.
That's why I often say that the issues we face in our country today transcend left and right. It's more so, I believe, nationalist versus globalist.
Yeah, it's a good point, because I think we've lost sight of this because of this whole left versus right thing you get sucked into, and like being pro-Trump and things like that. But it is this way because it has to be, but it shouldn't be so polarizing. There was a time even I can remember where there was fishy coral, by the way, wood. I'd like Tulsi to stay around. She pulled that wood meme. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to live my life hating 50% of Americans for how fucking stupid they are. And I think of the 50 or so percent that are leftists, like 40 out of that 50% can go either way. They don't really pay attention. They just vote for shit because they're bombarded by propaganda on mainstream media and every television show, everything they do. So they don't really follow politics. They just are sort of NPCs. So a lot of those people, I think, have already come. Like, you know, Trump is undeniably doing reasonable pro-American things. You just learn that this sort of cultural change takes decades. It just doesn't happen overnight.
Would you say this guy is on the ladder? Sorry, Jack, you go first.
Okay. Yeah, and in Tulsi's case, John, I would say she switched parties from Democrat to Republican, and I think a large part of that would be how she was treated by the Dems, like they were attacking her service.
That is exactly what I'm saying. These people were
put on a
rising stars in the Democrat Party, and then they all got shut down. They hit that glass ceiling, so to speak.
Exactly.
And it's Trump who's to say, okay, what is it that you want to do? Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that. Let's get him in. Dr. Tetanus, I'll join in Fishy's brave stance. Would.
It's not brave. Let's be honest here. Anyone would say
you guys
that.
like it? You like Tulsi Gabbard?
The better question is Tulsi Gabbard or Kristi Noem?
Kristi Noem is a little frightening. She might put you down after she fucks you, like her dog.
Some dudes are into that.
It's true. It's very true. I don't know that I find Tulsi Gabbard as overwhelmingly hot as some of the chat seems to. But as far as politicians go, they say politics is Hollywood for ugly people. So she's a 10 out of 10 for politicians.
She's a 10 out of 10 in Hollywood too, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
You like that MILF? Everybody in here, even the women are nodding.
Hold on. Let me.
She's not ugly, but she's just I don't see the fucking obsession. It's like the people that are obsessed with AOC. I don't see that either. I just think it's because she's a politician. You want to pull that up on screen?
I'm trying.
Yeah, well, in AOC's case, her audience is so used to.
I mean the gun.
Open.
That's pretty sexy.
Every time I fucking scroll on a fucking short, god damn it.
What's like a 2-second video?
Yeah. Okay.
You're just trying to
No, it's just short, but I can't scroll down on
you're trying to get her titties in the middle or something?
No, it's just trying to get the whole thing in, but this is what gets me.
You really got to scroll that down, man. You're missing the...
I know, that's why I was trying to scroll.
Why can't you?
Because it's a short, so every time I scroll, it goes to the next.
You can't find this on YouTube?
That's what I tried to do.
All right, well, we
get the point.
We get what you were trying.
We get the point, yes. No, I think she's very sexy. I think the gray hair really does it for her, too. I think that takes it to another level.
Is nice. It's a nice
She's
touch.
partly Native American, too, isn't she?
Hawaiian and Native American?
You like to hear her war chant, huh?
Yeah. I like that stuff.
I get really good visuals sometimes. I can't get control.
Well, the better question is who wears the Chiefs' war dressing?
Who what?
Who gets to wear the Chiefs' war dressing?
Her or Elizabeth Warren?
No, her or me.
You gonna join her matriarchal native tribe?
Oh, that's like the liberal paradise.
So you're one of those, you just want to be told what to do, huh? You don't want to embrace it?
Didn't say that. I asked if I was wearing the head chief's dress, whatever the hell you call that thing.
I want to see her feet.
The talking stick.
You fucking feet, people.
Yeah, that is one I don't get. I don't get the feet thing.
Indian and Hawaiian. There
Never
you go.
will.
She's Indian and Hawaiian.
Okay.
What kind of Indian?
The Hawaiian kind, apparently. Well, they put the India flag.
I see that now. The Indian flag, different kind. No, wrong Indian. I'm out.
Tulsi is a 5, but I'm one-handed.
For a politician, she's fucking the most beautiful woman alive. But for just women, AOC is like a 5. Like, I feel like you go in your Starbucks.
I think Tulsi's way better looking than AOC.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
I won't fight
Well,
it.
in general, who would you say is the most attractive female politician to ever exist?
Ever?
In her prime?
Yeah.
Hillary, obviously.
Some people would say Sarah Palin. Do you guys agree with that or no?
Palin.
Lisa Ann?
Palin. I would put Palin as Tulsi Gabbard category. Everybody thought she was hot because she was a politician, but she was like a 6.
What about Boebert?
She's more. I would put her more in the Palin.
I'd say hi to Boebert in a bar, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
In a movie theater.
I'd say hi to Boebert in a movie
We're
theater.
in a movie theater. All bets are off. If it's a children's play, all bets are off. Wasn't that really what it was? It was.
I didn't know it was a children's.
I think it was like a children's like Christmas play or some stupid shit like that.
Giving someone a handy at a children's play is
Fucking Boebert.
crazy.
I feel like she got caught on purpose. Like, she's like, I know how to get into the news cycle.
I mean, she probably fundraised the shit out of the next week. Like her single subject donations or whatever they call it were probably off the charts that next week.
Let's put our hands to work and raise some money, and she's got like $40 million.
Yeah, I think so. Back to
How long until some OnlyFans model funds her political campaign and like wins? It's gonna
probably currently happening. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if there's an OnlyFans model trying to run for what level of government does it have to be beyond local?
We probably already are local politicians that are fucking OnlyFansing like right now.
Yeah, probably. That's my point.
But by a cruel twist of fate of the universe and our genders, we're broke. But in an alternate one, we're all billionaires dancing naked in front of a camera right now.
Yeah, you're the guy on the dickswing.com.
Meat spin?
Yeah, meat spin.
That's gay, though. That's a gay video. Solo meat spin.
Meat spin. How long was that up?
Hunter Biden's crack pipe says AOC would be a 7 or an 8 with some dental work.
I agree.
Might not be.
I agree.
Might be a slightly accurate comment to be true. Chronic says Tulsi's actually hotter than Boebert looks. Like I went to high school with and was a nerdy, glasses, funny hair, and ugly duckling syndrome. She acted out in what? I feel like that went from a comment to a real story.
That sounded too real. Sounded too personal, like the one that got away.
I don't know. So anyway, to be somewhat serious, of all these people, I think I'm the most suspicious of what maybe Tulsi might be up to. More so than RFK.
Well, here's Tucker's and Matt Taibbi speaking on why they think that deep state is so scared of Tulsi.
Let's see it.
The lengths to which permanent Washington is going to, say, sabotage Tulsi Gabbard, who's an Army officer who's had a clearance for more than a decade, carries an automatic weapon. I mean, clearly we trust her with America's, defense. Why can't we trust her with America's secrets? Well, of course we can. So what is this? And it really is, people are panicked that what they've been doing is going to come to light, I think.
Well, they should be panicked because if you read the executive order on the weapon...
Hot take. I actually hate Matt Taibbi's voice more than I do RFK Jr. I just want to make that known.
I thought that was the guy from The Mummy.
It specifically empowers the Director of National Intelligence to conduct a wide-ranging report into the possible misdeeds of the entire intelligence community and orders her to come up with anything negative that they can find.
Holy shit.
So can you imagine? No. Right? That's like trying to make a list of everything. She'll be doing it from now to the end of time.
Are they scared of what she might find?
I was just liking that we have the same microphones Tucker Carlson uses.
How about it? It must be legit or something, right? Yeah,
he had a
that's
bass
true.
boost going on or something there, though. He had a lot of bass in that voice.
Yeah, well, everyone made fun of him in his Fox days for his whimsical lighthearted laugh.
Used to wear a fucking bow tie, yeah.
Until Jon Stewart. Yeah.
With all due respect, no comment, but thank you and respect. What's our count at now? We should give the chat a count of
14 out of 30. So make it 19 out of 30.
11 more super chats of any amount. I will drink this damn spicy margarita. Jack, when are you going to come back and do one of these helmets?
It should be this month. I'll do it. I won't even do it.
I know I was bitching it. I know.
I won't even ask for super chats. I'll just do it.
You'll just do it. All right, you're committed. That's what I like to hear. That's a man. That's an American man right there, making commitments.
I'm probably gonna barf though.
Any final thoughts on?
That's okay.
Tulsi, Jack. Before
no
we move
rule
on
about
to
not
Kat.
barfing.
Yeah, I trust Tulsi. I know she used to be a Democrat. I know she like RFK Jr. has beliefs that we don't share, but given the specific role she's going to be in, I trust her. I think she's going to do a good job, and the fact that so many other people don't like her and don't want her to have that position is an endorsement for me.
Yeah, I will say, if I had to guess, I think she seems genuinely interested in doing something with her life, in affecting some sort of change, in being a somebody, as we like to say sometimes. And I think she realized that the Democrat Party was not going to allow her to do that. So yeah. I'll be cautiously optimistic. That'll be my take.
Yeah, especially after she called out Kamala Harris all these years back.
True.
I have a video now I'm going to pull up. It's Kash Patel walking into his confirmation hearing.
I like where this is going.
Oh, wait. Not getting that copyright.
Is that fucking real? Is that some disease or something?
I don't know, dude. That's my goat.
By the way, great copyright, Cat. You are becoming a producer, buddy.
Getting there slowly but surely.
Great catch.
Should have known beforehand that there was music in the video, though.
Great catch.
Yes. All right, and we'll go into...
By the way, that's partially why we do this drinking thing for Super Chats, because Mihai's got like a 99% copyright strike rate when he runs the show, so... Which means you can't get paid. So no, I'm just giving you a hard time.
We're just doing it for free. We do this out of the kindness of our heart.
Something of our heart. I don't know if it's kindness.
Drew 3 sizes that day.
Buried rage in our hearts is what we do it out of. But yeah, let's see some Kash Patel. He's the one I haven't seen a whole lot of yet.
Yes, so there was a bingo card going around. Oh, fishy coral. Put that shit in the freezer till we get you there.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but thank you.
I think it's referring to me drinking from the helmet.
Oh. We'll put some vodka in the freezer. Maybe that would be a good joke if we just had a whole bottle, like a fifth of vodka in the helmet and didn't tell you.
Yeah, make it a vodka.
Yeah, just drink a fifth of vodka. Dare me to drive. All right, let's play this one. So this is the bingo card that was going around during the Kash Patel hearing. Did you see this, Jack?
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm available to any of my colleagues who would like it on the other side of the aisle. Some may view this as an unserious caricature and not appropriate for this committee. Sadly, I consider it a serious caricature of what I expect to be witnessed today. I'm available to...
So that is... Yeah.
Is there a full image of what it looks like?
Yes.
Like what it says specifically?
Here it is. The Kash bingo card. Mar-a-Lago, King Donald, Hillary Clinton. I don't know why they would ever expect him to say such a thing. Pardons, Bill Barr, pedophile/cannibal. Wondering how those two go hand in hand. Deep State, Benghazi, Steve Bannon, government gangsters, Liz Cheney. Retribution, Nunes Memo, Free Space. Pam Bondi, Section 702. Jeffrey Clark.
2,000 goals.
Jeffrey Clark, FBI HQ/Hoover Building.
Ooh, Carter Page. I haven't seen that name in a while.
Dark Money, Carter Page, Truth Social, MAGA, QAnon, Plot Against the King. If he said that, I will give all my money to the senator that created this bingo card. And 2,000 Mules Enemies List.
Yeah, 2,000 Mules, for those of you who don't know, is a documentary about the 2020 election. I think it was from Dinesh D'Souza.
Oh, sure.
The guy that Obama arrested?
Yeah.
Dinesh was big, man. He's still pretty big.
Yeah. No, I remember watching some of his, like, especially like 2016, some of the documentaries he's putting out
He
then.
was throwing out some docs.
Oh, fuck. My dumbass got way too used to all the X links. I just put a YouTube one in the... Hold on.
Oh, it's all right, man. You're doing so fucking...
You're being considered for director of the FBI.
And I just put it in the internet browser because I have my YouTubes on shorts now. All right, we're getting there.
You're being considered for...
Yeah, John. Go ahead.
For director of the FBI.
Schiff.
And
Pensimek.
here you did no diligence to find out whether people you were associating with now the President of the United States in song were convicted of attacking police officers. Is that who we want running the FBI? I want you to turn around. There are Capitol police officers behind you. They're guarding us. Take a look at them right now. Turn around.
I'm looking at you. You're talking to me.
No, look at them. I want you to look at them if you can, if you have the courage to look them in the eye, Mr. Patel, and tell them you're proud of what you did. Tell them you're proud that you raised money off of people that assaulted their colleagues, that pepper sprayed them, that beat them with poles. Tell them you're proud of what you did, Mr. Patel. They're right there. They're guarding you today. Tell them how proud you are.
That's an abject lie, and you know it. I've never, ever accepted violence against law enforcement. I've worked with these men and women, as you know,
You
my entire
glorified
life,
it in song,
and I did
Mr.
not
Patel.
make a single dime out of
In
it.
song.
I shook this man's hand.
I was going to say, we both met him.
Yeah, except I had a prediction at the time. When I shook his hand, I said, I just want to shake your hand because you're going to be the next Attorney General of the United States.
Did you really say that?
I did.
Do you remember what I said?
No.
As a psychopath?
Ring,
I said,
ding,
this
ding,
is,
ding, ding.
I said, this is the situation where a proper influencer would get their ass over there and take a picture with him and then fucking post it and be like, I know Kash Patel.
Yeah.
So I was like, I ain't going to do that.
Yeah.
And I didn't he's really short.
He is, but he was a good dude. Like
He seemed pretty cool.
He smiled. He laughed. He's like, yeah.
I guess we
got to
can
win first.
So this was at when, if you remember, shortly before the election, Trump actually came to Penn State, which was a state college, which is where we're based, which was super awesome for us. But leading up to that, the Trump bus came by, so we all went up to that, and that was Kash Patel, and who else was there? It's a senator, right?
MTG was there too, right?
No,
that was at the rally.
There was some female that was with him. Danny knew these people because I feel like they're all locally like Pennsylvania politics people that were with him.
There was.
Wait. My old boss was who's the mayor of Slippery Rock was there.
Yeah, but there was some other pretty big name national people there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we did meet him. We met Kash. Me, I actually talked to him. Me being the worst fucking influencer ever, I did not talk to him. I did the opposite of what I'm supposed to do.
You're talking about Quetzalcoatl or whatever in the corner.
Dr. Tetanus, I must stand and say Anna Polina Luna is better than AOC.
I'm going to fact check that.
Let's pull her up. Yeah, we got lucky, Kronik.
He might be right.
We got lucky being in state because for some reason we became important right before the election. A bunch of people came. Oh, my God, yeah. Easily.
Yeah, of course.
She actually might be the hottest.
She modeled? Is that what that is on her Instagram page?
I mean, every woman says that now. Oh, there's a Maximum cover, though, right there on the...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't know. Again, super hot for a politician.
Clears AOC
for a politician, dude. What the fuck are you talking about?
I feel like you walk past 10 girls like that every day.
Cashiers, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, every girl at McDonald's.
Well, not anymore.
Just like that.
Fine. Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's funny. That's funny. Also,
So I'm real. Should I be like putting on a fucking banana hammock and tattoo a fucking American flag on my chest and go out there and run for something?
No, it's got to be Jerusalem Cross.
I feel like Heg said.
Yeah.
Swastika, you mean? It's fucking idiot. Look at this swastika. It's vaguely shaped like a swastika. It must be the same.
It's Jimmy Carter's cross, actually, sir. Isn't that what they said?
You want to pull up a Jerusalem cross for people to understand what we're talking about?
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
Might as well probably just pull up Hegseth.
Yeah. Pete Hegseth half naked.
There you go.
Yeah, he was taken off security detail for this.
For getting a Jerusalem
tattoo.
cross?
Yeah, for his tattoo. He was taken off security detail.
Well, if it was a star of Remphan, he would have been allowed to stay. Do you guys know what a star of Remphan is?
I do not.
Star.
I'm assuming it's like the Star of David.
R-E-M. R-E-M.
Hey, Connor, yeah. Freaking Hunter Renfrew, dude. I know him.
R-E-M-P-H-A-N. Oh, there you go. It's mentioned in the Bible. Well, look at that.
Oh, that's what... You mean a Star of David?
Google star of, put your God in between of and Remphan.
2 words?
Yeah, your God. And then go to all, not images, but all. It's a phrase from the Bible that appears in Acts 7:43. It refers to an idol that was worshipped by the ancient Israelites. So they like to say it's a Star of David. I'm just going to let you... Yeah, here's the... You took up the tent of Moloch and the star of your god, Remphan. Wait a minute, what? Who's that? I don't know. Figure it out on your own time.
Pagan god that some ancient Israelis unwisely worshipped in the wilderness? Is that the golden cow that...
I'm saying that maybe they still worship that pagan god is all I'm getting at. That the Star of David is a misnomer.
Well, whatever god they worship must be a pagan god because they denied the existence of the real God.
Is that the synagogue of Satan Jesus was talking about? Isn't that what he says?
It is tough for me, though, like...
Saturn, Saturday, the Sabbath, Saturday.
Would a part of you not be sad if the Middle East, like, I don't know, name random country.
Oh, nice. Banana and $1.49. Yeah. William Maines, I don't, can you PTZ1 and then swing left and pull up that William Maines picture since he's chatting and he's my boy? Swing left. Look. There it is. Oh, it's got the dollar bills reflected in it. There's 3 of those. Again, the studio set is a bit in flux, so we apologize for that. But incredible artwork from William Maines. He has a website, William Maines Art. You can find him on Twitter as well. I have a bunch of mugs and stuff he sent me. I quite like his style. I find it very like 4chan-y / Farsighty / something else. So anyway, at some point we'll get those up on the website and sell some prints and stuff like that. But William Maines with the banana. Awesome artwork, man. He also was fighting in the California fire, believe it or not. He went down there and sent me some pictures from there. So yeah, we have a lot of cool ass fucking people that are world champions. Hell yeah, William. Hey, yeah, 6 months member too. Great dude. Can't plug him enough. And while I'm at it, the hat. I'm a big fan, if you haven't noticed, of original mimetic art. And so William Maines bought a good deal of his. Dodger, that's where the hat's from. No problem at all, man. We'll plug you as much as I can. Yeah, maybe we get you on a Zoom call. We'll boot up 3CC here again pretty soon, and you can talk about how all those fucking California firefights went. Because that seems like a crazy-ass situation. Crazy situation. Dr. Tetanus. I reckon we just put a 16-year-old leper in charge of Jerusalem. We'd be set. Is that Bush Baldwin was that? Do you know, Jack? You a Jerusalem history guy? Oh, you got to brush up on your Crusades.
Okay.
So he's talking about King Baldwin, I believe, who was a leper. He had leprosy, and he's the guy who wore the mask. You know that movie Kingdom of Heaven, since you're a movie guy?
Oh, yeah, that guy.
The guy who wore the metal mask. He wore that because he had leprosy.
Okay.
Prince who was promised?
Talk about King Baldwin, I believe.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of them. You know?
I know
maybe you know better than I do.
I don't. I know I've seen King.
I was trying to think as much as I could before you came back. So yeah, maybe you want to pull that up. Because we're talking about Jerusalem crosses and shit. Is that Malkovich? Does John Malkovich play Baldwin?
I am not sure. Have you actually seen that movie?
Like
Kingdom of Heaven?
Probably not from start to finish.
I don't actually think it's a very good movie.
No, I don't think it is either.
Yeah, but there's some cool scenes in it. But overall, I think it's a pretty shitty movie.
Dude, the Crusades are like Barbarossa dying in a fight. There you go, perfect. That one with his hand up is amazing.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah.
I forget the story, but he
Oh, there you go. Baldwin the Fourth.
At the age of 14, he was like the greatest chess player in the whole world.
He was definitely a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Saladin, who was a genius in his own right, had huge respect for Baldwin.
Yeah, there was a mutual respect, at least as far as the movie alluded, which is why peace was available for a certain amount of time until
Some
it died.
crusades, were respectful and maybe some weren't. But long before that, of course, Alexander the Great went in there and just kicked the shit out of everybody. So,
yes. So, Mike, I was going to ask a question earlier.
He kicked the shit out of the money changers, if you will. Okay, that's my last sentence.
Would a part of you not prefer Israel occupied in its current state by the Israeli people and under Jewish control, as opposed to, I don't know, Iran and their proxies taking it over?
For the first time in my life, I would say I'm not so sure of that anymore.
Really? You don't think that? I think so. Like Saudi Arabia could be negotiated into keeping our holy sites intact, but I don't think that.
Well, there's different. So without speaking too much about what I actually believe, I'll present to you some prevailing theories. Number one, the rulers of Saudi Arabia are Jewish. So Saudi comes from the House of Saud, S-A-U-D. I believe it's Al Saud or something like that. And Mohammed bin Salman is the current crown prince, although he's effectively the de facto leader and whatnot. But there's a couple things going on with Saudi Arabia that are somewhat suspicious. One of them is that line project, that weirdo straight line city that they're building in the desert. You know what I mean? And then didn't we pull up the map of Greater Israel? Ah, there you go.
Saudi royal family are descendants of Jews who fought against Muhammad, according to Iranian general.
According to, so take it with a grain of salt. But no, I've heard so there's this term, it might be offensive, but I'm going to say it anyway. Crypto Jews, Jewish people that are not publicly Jewish, but secretly are. Like a lot of people would say like...
Anne Frank?
LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson was a crypto Jew.
Anne Frank would qualify as a crypto Jew, I guess.
Well, she was openly Jewish, though. No, a crypto Jew would be like, if I'm saying this right, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat. A crypto Jew would be someone who pretends to be Christian.
Oh.
They're literally infiltrating Christianity on behalf of some allegedly secretive Jewish cult or something like that. So anyway.
Yes, you are correct.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
I guess it's not specific to Christianity, but yeah.
Well, I'm just being careful with my words because I think that's a pretty offensive thing to say to a Jewish person. I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah. Well,
that's not what we're here for. We don't do that.
Weren't a lot of Jews hiding their faith during Nazi-occupied Germany?
Oh, well, long before that. I mean, the church has been persecuting them for a long time, and then the Romans before that, famously with Hadrian and Titus. Titus, holy shit, what a cool-ass fucking story Titus is. If you've never seen that.
I knew a Titus once.
There's a Shakespeare. Titus is the guy. So do you know what a Roman triumph is? Just say no if you don't.
I don't.
So if you won some great victory in ancient Rome, you got awarded this thing called a triumph. And basically, you came back to Rome and you got to have this awesome public parade. It was great for your political career. Mm-hmm. It was this whole, there's no reason anybody ever turned down a triumph. Mm-hmm. And so Titus was sent to Judea, is what it was called, and he just literally murdered all the Jews. And so they awarded him a triumph, and he turned it down, which was highly unusual. And so why are you turning down this triumph? And he says, and I quote, "There's no glory in conquering a people that have been forsaken by their own God."
That is pretty awesome.
And there's an actually quite good and kind of weird artsy movie called Titus, which is based on the Shakespeare play with Anthony Hopkins, of all people. And it's honestly pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. You pulling it up?
Okay.
It's got it's a very recognizable cover. I watched this just a couple months ago out of boredom because I couldn't find any good new movies. And I was like, I've never seen Titus, and I always wanted to watch that. And it's fucking pretty good. Dr. Tetanus, the current Mexican president, is funny looking, speaking of Jews.
I'm just going to type in current Mexican president.
It's a Jewish woman. Lots of Jews.
Know her name.
I got another Mexican one for you, Dr. Tetanus, if you didn't know this, but after you pull up, Scheinbaum.
I wonder where it
Claudia Scheinbaum Parda. Pull up Carlos Slim. You guys heard this name? Probably the richest dude in Mexico.
Wasn't he richer than wasn't he literally the richest man in the world at one point?
He might have been. He's a telecom giant. Anyway, so Carlos Slim, Carlos, sure sounds Mexican, right? His real name, go back up to the search bar and put an A between the S and L in Slim. So it's Salim. Between the S and L. Nope, you're between the I and the M. Nope, try again. Salim. Oh my God, it's the same guy. Keep going down. Oh, somewhere in here they used to say it, at least on... anyway, so this dude is Arab and Jewish. And his real name is Carlos Salim.
He's took the A out of his name. They'll be like, they'll never know. They'll never figure it out.
Honestly, it's...
When I was in San Antonio, there was a quite noticeable population of illegal Arab immigrants working at Mexican restaurants and stuff because they look the fucking same, especially if they grow a mustache. It's really hard to tell the difference. I knew this dude Medina, and I was like, that is not spoke Spanish, everything. Medina, well, if you know, so Mecca and Medina in Saudi Arabia come in full circle. So another holy city. So I was like, that sounds like an Arab name. He's like, well, I am fucking Arab. I was like, how'd you get here? He's like, we came to Mexico and then crossed the border illegally.
Same way as everyone else.
His name was Medina Sanchez or something. Fucking like, he was a crypto Mexican, I guess.
Crypto Mexican, huh?
Okay.
That is funny.
So that was a lot of random shit really quick, but anyway.
Yeah. Is there anything else with the Kash Patel hearings that happened? Anything notable?
Is he officially confirmed or no?
I mean,
not, but I believe it's believed that he will be.
I think it's set in stone because RFK Jr. has the votes. Tulsi Gabbard has the votes. I'd be shocked if Kash Patel doesn't have the votes.
Yeah, RFK seems to be the most polarizing, right?
Mm-hmm. And like we said, Big Pharma. 70% of ads run on television in the United States are because of Big Pharma. So the sole industry that's propping up your CNNs, your MSNBCs, or whatever is Big Pharma.
I say this, it really does feel like things are changing. For the better, I don't know. But it seems like a group of technocrats is maybe the most used to the right word. So Peter Thiel, I believe, is probably at the top of that. They genuinely have seized control, and it makes sense it's a technical person because they've been running, like John McAfee, put like we were talking about on the last show. Sent a bunch of free laptops to Hillary Clinton and then used it to hack the government fucking entire government system and managed to stay on the run for decades by knowing what they were doing because he was
still is on the run.
Yeah, so yeah, probably. So yeah, I mean, with the amount of corrupt shit they do, people that were quite skilled technically were probably the very first people on the planet to get an inside window into that, and Peter Thiel is one of those people. Anyway, so I don't know.
McAfee very well could still be alive and our government not know about it.
McAfee is a good example of this being quite a good actor.
Well, you know that our government's official stance is that Osama bin Laden's son, I think it might even be Salim, to be honest, funny enough, is still alive. Or is still, our government's official stance is that he's currently dead and died like 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Every other intelligence agency, whether it be British, French, Canadian, or everyone else, believes he is still alive and on the run.
I mean, do you think Osama bin Laden's even dead?
Yeah, I do think.
You think so?
Yes. Unless that was a really good body double, like Black Ops, the first Black Ops Call of Duty, when you thought you killed Fidel Castro, but it was a body double. I think there's too much.
I mean, shit, man. McAfee had body doubles. So, I mean, Biden quite obviously had body doubles. I would imagine Trump probably has body doubles.
Yeah, but bin Laden's security was so intense, I do genuinely think he thought he never could get caught. Like, everything was, he didn't do anything digitally. Everything was through couriers that didn't even know they were bringing in messages from Osama bin Laden, like literally traveling like 30 miles by hand and delivering a piece of paper to somebody.
So he was using the most advanced shipping technology available in Pakistan.
Yeah, he was.
HEJB, Titus is only the second best Roman general to Julius Caesar. Did you know Caesar is pronounced Kaiser? Kaiser. And you know how you know that that's true? Do you know what you called the ruler of the Germany?
Kaiser.
Yeah, that Wilhelm. Phonetically, there's lots of words for king that are pronounced Kaiser.
Yeah.
And that that's from Caesar. Caesar was pronounced Kaiser. And is it Julius Kaiser was his name? Isn't that fucking weird?
Yeah, it is.
Like no one ever said Caesar to him. They said Kaiser.
Would you say
it's kind of like how everyone says Nietzsche when it's Nietzsche? It's Kaiser. Julius Kaiser. Weird. Yeah, Tsar. Tsar comes from that. Kaiser comes from that. That was what was that? MZ Bayabout or Ms. Bayabout.
Yeah. It's like how people say nuclear when they mean nuclear.
Yeah, Jack, just like that.
Do you think Sultan comes from Caesar somehow?
That I don't know. It's pronounced biggest dickus. You've seen that Monty Python sketch?
Yeah. Life of Brian, right?
Life of Brian is great. Brian, brother of Jesus.
Yeah. There's a great segment in there where a guy says that he's a woman and they just like say, no, you're fucking not.
Who do you think was a better general, Titus or Scipio?
Scipio Africanus?
Mm-hmm.
What were their notable accomplishments compared to the other?
Scipio saved Rome.
He killed Hannibal.
I don't know if he killed him, but he defeated him back.
Defeated him, yeah.
Yeah.
And saved Rome from impending invasion.
KG says, don't forget the salad. Let's have a Kaiser salad today. I want a Kaiser roll with my Kaiser salad.
That is funny.
No, I literally found that out like within the year.
It makes sense to me.
And then I read it and I was like, oh, of course it's Kaiser. Yeah. I can't believe I never realized that. But yeah, so don't feel stupid. I didn't know that until very recently.
Speaking of a Kaiser, did you see this one?
Do it.
The rest of the interview. This is why snippets of information are often misleading and detrimental to this committee's advice and consent process.
If you consent, I would love to have 5 hours of questions, and then I could read the whole transcript.
You've got 2 minutes.
Wow.
Did you hear that?
And I could read the whole transcript.
You've got 2 minutes.
Wow.
You got 2 minutes. Make it quick. He's not messing around.
Yeah, I'm loving seeing this fake politeness from the right evaporating as they realize nobody's talking to them in good faith. Yeah, I'm all for it. It's long overdue. Trump showed us the way of what used to be called being an asshole, and we start to realize is no, that's a reasonable response to people that are always acting in bad faith.
Mm-hmm.
For it. I'm for it.
Yeah, and John, it's funny you mentioned that because online, people are saying, like leftists are saying, we need to go dark woke. We need to stop being polite with
yeah, they're so lost.
And what are you talking about? You've always been dictators. You've always been terrible.
Well, they're just copying what we're doing is what's going on. They're like, all right, that's always with it because we actually figure shit out and they don't. So they copy us. But we are justified in it. We're winning because we're not taking shit anymore. They're not us. They need to take shit. If they want to get back on a winning track, they got to open up their ears and shut their fucking mouths. But they're like, oh, the right's winning. Well, what's the right doing? Oh, they're not being nice anymore. So maybe we shouldn't be. And there's never a moment of thought of like the reasons behind why that's happening and why it's working. They're like, oh, Trump's an asshole. Let's just be a big asshole. Let's put David Hogg as our fucking DNC vice chair. Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Did you see the election process?
Although I was going to say, to be fair, he probably was the best candidate. I was like, who else? Who lost to this guy? And then I watched him and I was like, oh.
I'm a strong black woman. Listen to me talk now.
Oh my God.
Listen to me talk.
I am at the microphone.
I am talking.
Eyes on me. Eyes on me. There's not enough eyes on me. It's like that fucking Pakistani woman.
Yeah, I imagine everyone, I'm definitely not voting for you now. Like,
and then David Hogg comes up and he's like, I am less ridiculous than everyone you just saw. And everyone's like, all right, you win.
Fucking
yeah. Does that performative bullshit actually work on any Dems? Do they?
It used to, yeah. But it's not anymore.
I know publicly they say, yes, stunning and brave, stunning and brave. But when they get to the ballot box, you're like, that bitch was crazy. And they're both.
Dude, go back and watch Obama's first fucking campaign. And like, it's already aged out. It's just he looks like a racist, ridiculous fucking moron. But it's the eye-opening thing is he always sounded that way. It was just this weird 2008 fucking political.
Zeitgeist.
Yeah, it just took everyone like a fucking computer virus.
And everyone realized that now. But I think
that's what I'm saying.
The key
like,
point of what you're saying though is his messaging didn't change, our perception of it.
No, you can go like he'll be this forever a joke in American. His stupid presidential picture with the fucking ivy leaves and
yeah.
He's got a big. Do you know he has a big sperm cell on his face in that?
Yeah, yeah.
You see it? Pull that fucking Obama presidential photo. There's a bunch of shit that's fucking hilarious about this. One of them also, that leaf pattern in the background is a repeated copy, and like they Photoshop copy pasted the leaves. You can see it's the same leaves like repeated in a fucking pattern. But the best part is that he has this fucking sperm cell on the left side of his face, which is the artist calling card. There's a bunch of meme versions of it that you're trying to get around.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find like the actual.
Yeah, so if you look closely at those leaves, you'll notice that it's like a repeated pattern. And then if you zoom in on his face, which would be command plus.
Yes.
Oh, no, okay. So you're gonna have to open the image in a new tab. So that little tiny one you have there. Yeah, look, that'll work. So zoom in on his face. Open just the image in a new tab. That's the best way to make it work. Which, yeah, there you go. There you go. Control plus.
Can you see it, John? Can you see the sperm?
It's kind of a low. Keep going a little more. Did they fucking Photoshop
is that
it out?
line on his face?
Wait a minute. It's harder to see there. I feel like this is like a doctored image. So if you go, take your cursor and you go to like, that eyeball. Now go to your right. And then a little bit up. A little bit down. That kind of like curved line you see there, that's like the circular part of the sperm. And then the tail goes like up along his hairline.
Up and like
this is not a great, this almost looks like they Photoshopped it out.
Yeah.
But anyway, somebody looked at, they're like, that looks like fucking jizz on his face. And then they looked up the artist, and the artist did this, and the artist is gay. And everybody, of course, everybody somewhat suspects Obama's gay.
He let his intrusive thoughts win.
There it is. There it is. That's what sperm cell. Yeah.
That is a weird little bulge.
Well, you would be able to deny it if the artist didn't literally do this in every picture they drew. They always put sperm cells. That's like what they're famous for.
Oh, geez.
Wait, what does the Substack article say?
Does Obama's official portrait have a hidden sperm? Yes.
Yes, I know this sounds nutty.
I love the pun. Great pun.
That is funny.
You should be able to control plus. Anyway,
nah,
you can look that up.
I think they get the point.
Yeah,
but yeah, he'll be remembered as this total joke, and you'll be able to pull up videos of him speaking, and like with hindsight and as the way the culture advances, it'll be like he was a fucking racist idiot, and a bunch of idiotic people got sucked into the lie, and then
jive turkey.
All of our fucking people we know that got sucked into that are going to deny it. I wasn't one of those. I didn't wear a mask during COVID. I didn't vote for Obama. I didn't say RFK shouldn't be confirmed, but you did. You did. You did, and hopefully, if we can get a continuity of information, you'll be able in 1,000 years to Google if your great whatever grandmother was a fucking flaming liberal or not. 1,000 years, nobody will give a shit. They'll be killing each other for all kinds of new fun reasons. But
if we're even still around,
yeah, if the machines haven't ascended, if Skynet hasn't taken over.
We're at 7:55. I got one bonus topic I want to try and fit in here before 8.
Let's do it.
Well, I also want to talk about tariffs, but okay.
I say we just save tariffs for next episode. And
Tariffs is a whole episode. I agree.
On tariffs, yeah.
We're going to be back on Thursday, Jack. It's 2 days. What do you say?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Bryce Mitchell. I honestly think Hitler was a good guy. I want to get John's opinion on this video. You know who Bryce Mitchell is?
What's his video? No, I don't.
He's
a UFC fighter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he was on a podcast, and he had like a Kanye or Ye moment.
Yeah, Arkansanity podcast to be specific, whatever the hell that is.
Hitler, Hell and the Nazis. I really don't think that he was, because I honestly think that Hitler was a good guy based upon my own research, not my public education indoctrination. I really do think before Hitler got on meth, He was a guy to go fishing with. He fought for his country. He wanted to purify it by kicking the greedy Jews out that were destroying his country and turning them all into gays. They were gaying out the kids. They were queering out the women. They were queering out the dudes. They were, you know what her first tranny surgery ever was?
Thank you,
Bend the
Linda.
love,
Happened to be
bottoms
in
up.
Germany before Hitler took over. You know the books
19
that everybody
That is
makes fun of
true.
Hitler burning? You know what the
Pause
books
this
were?
because I get the idea of what he's saying. It's you always see this stuff publicized by somebody that looks as racist as humanly possible. This guy's got fucking camo on. He's got a southern accent. You want my honest? So before maybe I'll say it or maybe I won't. But there's
Just to let you know, I also have Dana White's response to this. So give your response, and then I'll show you.
all right. Fair enough. This isn't this guy's original thought. There's a lot of people saying this. There's kind of two camps. One of them thinks Hitler was a Germany first, essentially, kind of guy. And
and I'm just like,
and the whole, invasion of the Soviet Union, invasion of the other places was all because he had to. It was defensive actions in a sense. The other group of people thinks Hitler was a Jewish plant that was designed to lead to Germans to their own destruction.
That's a whole level of conspiracy.
Right.
theory.
Everything is this way now. Everything is like he either was the great savior or he was a Jewish plant. And so what's the reality? I don't know. What I do know is that Hitler was a war hero in World War I. And he was a messenger, which is one of the most dangerous and thankless fucking jobs that there was in World War I. I do know there's a ton of recorded German comments that lead to that Goebbels comment in World War II that accuse the other side of that you were guilty, which is what they're doing to us. It seems like Hitler stumbled across a group of people who did not act in good faith, and he realized, oh, they're not good arguers or debaters. They're just not acting in good faith. And he launched a movement that was centered around Germany first. In the context of what we see now, then every pro-Mexican immigrant is a raging fascist, and every African is a raging fascist, and every Chinese, which maybe they are. I'm kind of inclined to believe, though, that there's nothing racist about having an in-group bias. That's the psychological term. Everybody, except apparently white Americans, have a very natural, hard-coded in-group bias. Mexican people will prefer Mexicans over non-Mexicans, Japanese over other non-Japanese. Wherever you go in the world, they have an in-group bias. But somehow we're expected not to. And this was verifiably very similar after World War I. Germany got hit with just absolute fuck ton of sanctions. They had a big Jewish population. I don't know if you know this, but there was a Jewish civil war, a Jewish insurgency in Germany before Hitler took power. And this part is true. First transgender surgeries, overwhelming and public propaganda, child exploitation and child sex acts, and like that fucking drag kid they make dance around who's now... Weimar Germany looked exactly like the United States looked from 2020 to 2024. And there was a ton of regular Germans, just like there's a ton of regular Americans who were like, I don't fucking want drag queens doing story hour in my fucking local library. Hitler could not have taken power if there wasn't a fuck ton of people right on board with everything he was saying. They would have just called him crazy, like most people would call that redneck guy crazy. No one's going to go follow that guy into a World War III. But they did follow Hitler, and so what do? Well, you got to go watch his speeches. You got to go learn a little bit of German in order to understand whether or not the translations are accurate, et cetera, et cetera. And from that, I think you can form your own opinions. Now, I know it sounds crazy to think that Hitler was some kind of Jewish asset leading the Germans to their own destruction. I'm not saying I believe that. But we see things like that now, too, right? The Pied Piper.
The Mexican president.
The Judas goat, as Thomas Wichter famously said. You want to slaughter goats, you train this Judas goat, you call it, to kind of lead them into the slaughterhouse, and they just fucking follow it. So maybe Hitler was a Judas goat. Maybe he was. Maybe he genuinely was trying to be pro-German. You then have to answer, well, then why the fuck did he invade a bunch of people? just a legitimate question.
Yeah.
There are maybe legitimate answers. I'm not saying they're not.
Well, you want to see what Dana White says now?
Yeah, so let's see what Dana White has to say.
Okay.
A lot of the things that I do are by, I would guess I would just say gut and how I think we should handle it. You know, it's not like, again, my head of PR, she's brilliant and I respect her very much, but it's not like the other night when I found out what Bryce Mitchell had said. It's not like we got a bunch of lawyers on the phone and we didn't, you know, I got on Google and I started looking up World War II and, you know, remind Bryce Mitchell on what a piece of shit Hitler was. Okay, and why he's not a good guy and why you wouldn't want to go fishing with him. And that was it. You know, I saw people saying, "Oh, he read a canned." I don't ever read canned statements. Nobody writes anything for me, and lawyers are never involved when I go out and speak. Whatever. I'm writing down stats from World War II. You know, I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. But nobody writes anything for me. Everything is exactly how I feel about it, whether you like it or not. I don't care. I don't care if you like.
Generally sums it up. He doesn't really give any of that evidence he's speaking to, but I think it's probably the stuff we were taught.
Well, Mitchell faced like repercussions for what he said on the podcast, and he.
I believe so. So the problem is he is like not a top tier fighter, but he has a big cult following with him, and so that sells pay per views. So you're never gonna they're never gonna release him. They might put him on some sort of probation or something. But his last fight too, I forget who he fought, but he got his ass kicked pretty quickly.
I'll say this: I don't see any reason why that guy shouldn't be allowed to talk about it, and it's weird to me that there's such an aversion to allowing anybody to talk about this event that has literally shaped our modern world. We just accept all these things as true. These like anti-Semitism has this huge effect on our. It's literally illegal in a lot of places. Well, I mean, there's the famous Voltaire quote of, if you want to know who rules over you, just look at who you're not allowed to criticize. Well, in the United States, up until recently, you couldn't criticize not just Jews, but women generally, racial minorities generally, and we had this Obama-Biden sort of empire going on. And so, but then you have this weird thing where it's all the anti-Israel, pro-Palestine stuff is coming from the left.
Well, you get painted into it, like, to your point, you can't even discuss these things.
So on this show, I guess I can say it, but somebody might clip this and then I'm going to be a Nazi. It is what it is. But I think that and everything else. Does it really take 8 minutes for a photon to get from the sun to the earth? Is the earth really round? Like, it doesn't scare me to debate a flat earther. I don't want to just tell them they're stupid. I want to know why can I prove that it's not flat? And yeah, of course, yes, sure you can. You have fucking, Aristarchus and all those fucking, people have been doing this for a long time. But sometimes you run into stuff that maybe you can't prove. And then it's like, oh, that's interesting. I want to know the truth. I think fundamentally I am in pursuit of the truth. And the fact that you're not allowed to talk about it and your career gets destroyed if you talk about it, you get debanked if you talk about it, you're a pariah if you talk about it. Flak is heaviest over the target, so they say. Same thing Voltaire said in a sense.
It is interesting, yeah. Like, just from my family history and like the point I often try to make, and I'll get painted as a Nazi just for bringing this up, is I try and explain to people that actually the Russians and Stalin was far worse than Nazis. But then all just that is enough for people to claim that I'm a Hitler defender of some sorts, right?
Yeah.
Well, and then the Bolsheviks who killed a fuck ton of people were Jewish. And Bibi, someone mentioned Netanyahu, who runs Israel, is a Russian Jew. Did you know that? He's not fucking Israeli. He's Russian.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what the answer is, but I'm pretty confident it's not what we're told.
Yeah. I guess my whole perception of the Bryce Mitchell controversy is, did he word himself very well? Not really.
Yeah, he's a fucking meathead who punches people for money. Like, I'm not looking for some great articulated fucking work of genius out of that guy.
Yeah, but even people who do articulate themselves better, like Candace Owens, they get shit canned for it. And
Candace Owens is a good example.
I think what people are missing is that when people talk about this sort of stuff, they're trying to address Godwin, like the phenomenon of Godwin's law. trying to address comparisons of Nazism, even if the comparisons are retarded. Like, you can't be a nationalist because Hitler was also a nationalist.
Right.
And you're just not allowed, and that's just supposed to be end of discussion. You're not allowed to defend yourself.
I mean, you literally can go read
bullshit.
Harry fucking Potter and how they talk about like Voldemort, he who must not be named. They're like, no, you got to talk about it. Like J.K. Rowling understands this. And the fact that we treat Hitler like Voldemort in the mainstream is suspicious as fuck. And I just don't really believe some fucking dude woke up one day and just for no fucking reason at all was like, I want to kill Jewish people. I just don't believe it.
Yeah. Again,
I don't believe it.
Again, there are great political science and psychology
Or
books
any other,
explaining
any
how-
other group of people. Like nobody just fucking for no reason wakes up and is like, I just want to kill all the capybaras on the planet.
Yeah, there are
It's like, nah, nobody does that.
Yeah, there are a number of books that address how Hitler came to power, and it's a number of things. It's like it's a Treaty of Versailles. Okay, fishy coral. All things are true. Everything is true because someone has focused upon it and made their truth. Abraham Hicks.
It's a good comment.
Yeah, but again, like there are great books like the Dictator's Handbook that explains not only how Hitler rose to power, but how Stalin rose to power, like how any dictator rose to power. And it's
Way
not-
before that, there's Machiavelli's The Prince.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And the reason they all got into power is because they had something to offer. Now, whether or not what they were offering was legitimate, it is debatable, but it was something that rang true to them.
Sir
And I think
Dontrip
that's something
says
we need to acknowledge.
Hitler flipped tables and whipped money changers. There it is. Holy fuck, that's a great comment. What time is it?
It is 8:07.
What's our chat count at? We'll give a +5 for the memberships.
19 out of 30.
So 24.
Yeah.
Let me go take a cider piss real quick. Do you want another cider?
No, I'm good. Are we keeping this going?
All right, anybody in chat? So we're at 24. We said
Mm-hmm.
$6 $1 super chats. I'll chug this margarita when I get back. But you guys carry it for like 2 minutes.
All right.
Okay, so let's go to another topic, I guess. Here's one. Woman gets big lips from tattoo. How about this?
Sounds interesting.
And there's a video from NY Post. You might have to mute it though.
Okay.
My lip tattoo left me looking like a Monsters Inc. villain, but I don't regret it.
Wow.
Well, read the article while the ads play.
She and her big mouth got into a big mess, plumping her pout with a lip brush, tattooing and this. Oh no. Oh no.
What happened?
I done bumped the HDMI cord jack.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. We are back. She and her big mouth got into
Oh
a.
wait, there it is. You can play the video now.
What the fuck are you guys watching?
We're watching. My lip tattoo left me looking like a Monsters Inc. villain.
You're not very pretty, and you're not very bright. I'm so glad we had time.
Yeah, put it full screen. Yeah, so she got a tattoo, and there was an allergic reaction of some kind, and that resulted in her lips puffing up. But do you think this is and she's not doing anything about it apparently, but do you think that this is a dumb mistake on her part for not getting it treated, or do you think that this is high IQ life hack because she got lip implants?
Ben the Beast Franklin, thank you. Google Zesians.
Yeah, but what do you guys think about this? Do you think this is?
Should I actually? Is that a
high IQ life
trick?
hack?
I don't know if you
I can Google it first.
I don't know if you should or not. I honestly don't know.
Google it first.
Let me pull it off camera first. How about we do that?
But that was a $5. Did anybody between that one, or was that
Not porn. It's not.
Oh! Have you seen this story?
I guess not.
Radical.
Oh, I do know this.
Okay.
Yes,
This was recent, right?
they're out there killing people.
Yeah, and their like leader has like faked his own death and is now like on the run at large.
His, hers, who knows?
Yeah, there's death.
He identified as dead, but he's not really dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. We have to keep updates on that one. That's honestly, that's an ongoing story, but they allegedly killed a Border Patrol agent and are a trans death cult, apparently reminiscent of the Charles Manson cults of past.
Yeah, it's worth looking up, honestly. Fucking violent fucks. All right, I guess I'll start pouring this.
Ooh, just a little pour. Oh,
you might have to preset. Look at that Williams main artwork. Oh, no. Come down a little. Okay. What's that camera doing? That camera's not even on anybody. This is fucking spicy margarita.
Getting down to the bottom of the barrel now.
Gotta make a beer run.
Spicy.
It always has a nice little bit of leather taste to it, a little metallic particulates.
You just pour it right on the leather. You don't even care.
I like that. I like it to steep.
It's percolating.
This is intense. There you go. Thank you, Dr. Tetanus.
Dr. Tetanus will make them the 51% Cider.
Oh, I really don't want to do this one. Like, I'm gonna do it. Shots tequila, sparkling water, jalapeno.
That's the spicy part.
Lime, orange, pineapple, and sea salt.
I would take it, but you have a ride. I don't.
It does kind of smell like a margarita. I'll give him that. All right, this might take a little bit. This is going to taste not good.
We like to drink with Johnny because Johnny is our friend. And when we drink with Johnny, he finishes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7.
That is fucking spicy. Oh, it is spicy.
Why is it spicy? There he is. Helmet on. Challenge completed.
Oh, that was
Thank you to everyone who donated to make that possible.
That's not pleasant. If we could find another way to generate some money from the show other than drinking spicy margaritas.
Got to keep the lights on, John. You keep drinking those spicy margaritas.
There's at least a full jalapeno in that can.
Probably a couple, to be honest. Fishy coral, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Chaser? Nah, we're about at the end. I can make it a few minutes. Oh! Just for the headphones.
Well, what else we want to talk about?
I think we're there.
Yeah, just wrap it up.
I think we're there. You want to pull up a full screen chat real quick? We'll just say we'll say adios to all those fine gentlemen and gentle ladies.
Gentle thems.
Hunter Biden's crack pipe party. Good to see you, Linda. Thank you very much. Not a fan of what you just made me do, but it is what it is. HEJB, by the way, thank you. Blunt Man, good to see you. Fishy Coral, thank you for multiple super chats tonight. Back, Mary Terry. I don't know if I have seen you before. I want to say something, but I'll get barred from this channel. You will not get barred from this channel. You might get barred from YouTube, though. We don't kick anybody out, hardly ever. But it was good to see you. Ms. Babout, MASH, good to see you. Hope to see you back. Who haven't I got? Vac and Hart, Red Baron, Dr. Tetanus, lots of regulars, HEGAB. Zabort Nick, Lord of the Ree, always great to see you. Banana Pants as well. Robbie C, later fellers, good to see you again. Greg J, what's going on? Tron Anon, haven't seen you before games, but welcome everybody. Reminder, Ciderhaus now has its own channel. Pull up the program real quick. Spelled Ciderhaus, and then if you want to look for it directly on YouTube or Twitter, it's Ciderhaus Show, at Ciderhaus Show. We are pushing the YouTube channel, which is currently at 150 subscribers, a little bit more. Because at 500 subscribers, we can do kind of custom membership things for you guys in the chat, which we'd very much
We gained 4 subscribers.
There you go.
Since then. We're now at 155. So thank you, chat.
There you go. But nothing against the Ciderhaus show. It's a very different thing than what I regularly do. I don't want to go too long confusing any regular viewers about what the hell's going on with the live show. So live show sooner or later is going to move over to that channel. Mihai runs into all kinds of interesting people in downtown State College. He also has that Charleroi video on my channel with about 80,000 views. I highly encourage you to check it out. But that's what the Ciderhaus channel will become more of in some sense. It'll always be a weekly show where we try to drag in some of these Penn State kids and make them talk about culture and maybe a little bit of politics or things like that. But if you could subscribe to that channel, even if you never watch it, 500 subscribers, we can suddenly do all kinds of cool things. So consider it.
Considered. Mr. Kentner.
What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in, and we're going to be back on Thursday to cover the rest of the topics and maybe even some new ones. Who knows?
Yes, absolutely. And Jack, you're going to be back in person within a couple weeks, right?
Yes. I'm going to try.
I think Jack is lying, and Mihai and I might
I'm
need
not
to
lying. I'm
hop
not
in a
lying.
truck and go fucking drive to. Where are you at? Indiana or some shit?
Indiana, yeah.
We already talked about Mihai and I.
Fort Wayne, Indiana,
We're
yes.
filming a journey to go get him because he's lying to us. So we'll give him a few more weeks. But no, I believe you'll be back, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Check out Jack's movie review channel, Kinoflex.
Yep, I'm trying to work on a video right now. It should be up and running this week, but who knows?
Incredible. Yeah, and Jack, as Ms. Babout says, you finally took down your Christmas tree. Good job.
One of them. There's another one in the back.
We'll get there.
You're a good dude, man. You are an autist through and through in the best possible way, Jack, and I really want you to get back here as fast as fucking possible. So am I. So we're kindred spirits. So when you live another lifetime when I was twice your age, you'll develop a bit of an ability to pretend like you're not autistic, but it'll always be there. So you and I will have great times. I really want you to come back. Mihai, take it away. A credible producer. Look at all these catching these copyright strikes and shit tonight.
Oh, we're trying our best. We're getting hang of it. We're getting better every day, right? That's the goal. Just keep chipping
Something
away.
like that. Something like that.
One grain of rice at a time.
One grain of rice.
One grain of rice at a time. I want to thank you guys all.
Two ships passing in the night.
Two ships passing in the night. Exactly. I want to thank you all very much for watching again on another Ciderhaus Tuesday. We will be back Thursday, 6 to 8. I want to actually plug my Instagram channel, my Instagram for once, me at Real Life Mihai. That is my Instagram. I'm more active.
You started. I saw you posted some content.
Yeah, I did post a little video on there. You can go check that out. It's me working on my cabin. I'm more active on there than I am on my Twitter, and I have my Twitter handle listed here. But if you want to actually,
you should plug your Instagram handle on there.
Yeah. So Real Life Mihai. It's at Real Life Mihai, spelled Mihai.
Like it's on your screen right now.
Exactly.
And I'll remind people, Mihai is Hungarian for Michael. Your name's Michael Shoger.
One who is like God. That is the meaning of Mihai. There's also the meaning of Michael, but it's cooler to say it like that.
I usually call him you high because he's high.
Yeah. Or me low, or you low.
When I'm high, I say me high, but when you're high.
Nah, me high, you low.
Basmati for me says alpha.
Me too low.
One grain of rice at a time, people.
One grain of rice at a time. We're going to get there, and we'll get another grain of rice on top of the heap next Thursday. Until then, you guys take it easy. Godspeed, everybody.